Oh, shit. We actually got, 4 people in. We'll take them. I'll take every one of you guys. I'll take all 4 of you guys. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Dave's RC Total Line, episode 35. Episode 35, you guys. What's going on? So, yeah, I usually check the chat out as you got, because you actually, when you guys leave a comment in the chat, I can actually see it before I start the stream, and for some reason it wasn't letting me today. So, Dave Marshall, what's going on, man? The Air Marshal. Check him out Mondays, guys, on Air Marshal Mondays. I think that's what he likes to call it. Guniac, I saw a video earlier. Did you crash your F-35, or was it just the last time you're flying it there? Can't use Bad Kitty. Can't use Bad Kitty Productions, but I can use Shitty Kitty, guys. That one has not been taken. Bad Kitty, Bad Kitties, all those have been taken already. Copywritten, rights are owned. But Shitty Kitty, on the other hand, has not. Absolutely, Dave, you deserve it, man. I'm trying to get some more people over there to check you out, man. Get this whole Monday through Saturday or through Sunday. Eric, what's going on, man? Hold on, my internet connection's acting weird, you guys. Hold on, let me go in here and check this internet connection out. Is my PlayStation on? Well, hopefully it doesn't do that again, guys. Hopefully it does not do that again. Everyone's internet connection is acting weird. So, okay, so it's just not mine then. Oh, re-injured my shoulder, you guys. Total shit. It feels horrible. Feels like the same exact injury that occurred when I was in the military, when I completely blew out the front side of my rotator cuff in my left shoulder. I was supposed to have surgery on it and never got the surgery done. It healed by itself. And unfortunately, when you do things like that, things don't heal correctly. And it's been almost 20 years since that happened. About 18 years, 19 years since that happened. And it finally did it, man. I don't know how I did it. I think I slipped and fell or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly how I did it. All I know is that when the injury happens, my shoulder can actually just pop out of place. Just sitting here, it'll pop out of place. And then it's just a really messed up injury. Yeah, I've also got a pretty bad back too. My lower back in L3 through L3 and L4. I totally smashed the discs, vaporized them. Fortunately, my back actually doesn't spaz out as much as it used to. I think that's just because I've corrected my posture. I used to hunch over a lot. Like I used to hunch, and I make it my purpose to sit up straight, and try to maintain good posture, and that's helped with my back a little bit. Yeah, Eric. Yep, no kidding, man. Yep. So yeah, guys, I actually pulled out this big giant scale Hanger 9 P51. I love this plane to death. I've got a lot of time and effort into this plane. Lots of man hours. Lots of like custom stuff that you have to do in order to get things. You know, when you buy these balsa kits like this, it's not going to be a perfect fit. I mean, things do fit together nicely, but you're going to have to do some fabricating of your own and do, especially when I mounted this engine on the front of this plane. This engine is actually not meant for this plane. Well, this engine's meant for any plane you want to put it on, but the engine that they want you to use for this plane is a GX62 or something like that, or I can't remember now. It's one of the fuel injected ones from Horizon. I opted to not go with that and opted to not go electric in this. And I I wanted to be long. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And I had a whole scheme like I was going to do for it. I had this whole scheme that I was going to put together. I was going to put Frankenstein's face on the front of it up here on the top. And where these two engine heads stick out, that was going to be his like bolts in his neck. And then I was going to put a custom paint scheme, and I was going to call it the Frankenstein. And I think I put so much time and so much effort and so much money into this plane. And then I went to start the engine for the first time, and it wouldn't even draw fuel. It wouldn't pull any fuel from the tank to the engine. I bought a new carburetor, still wouldn't pull fuel. Now I have a brand new, awesome aftermarket Valley View fuel tank in this thing, and it does pull fuel now, but I still haven't started it. But I did put a little in there to see if it would go towards the engine, and sure enough, it is pulling fuel now. So we could technically start it right here in the living room, but I'm not going to do that. The engine hasn't even been broken, you guys. I mean, it's brand new. The only thing that I cheaped out on with this plane, and that's no BS, guys, the only thing I cheaped out on with this plane is the wheels. The wheels that go to this plane that they want you to have for this plane, and they're also the same wheels that you can get for the Corsair, the giant scale Corsair, Hangar 9 Corsair. They're the same exact wheel, and they want like $100 a piece, like $85 a piece for them. It's ridiculous. And then the aluminum spinner and back plate. I opted to go with a lighter carbon fiber one because of the heavier motor in the front. But still, I paid almost $80 for that spinner and back plate, but they wanted like 200. I'll have to look again, but it was either 100 or 200 for the aluminum spinner and back plate that actually go to this plane. And I honestly think that the carbon fiber one looks a hell of a lot better. But yeah, I'm going to show it off in a little bit here. Once we get some more people in here, I'm actually putting it up for sale, you guys. I'm selling it. If I take this thing out and I go to fly it for the first time and I put it into the ground, then I get nothing for it, guys. I get nothing for it. Most of my experience flying RC planes has been battery or LiPo batteries and jets. I didn't even really start flying prop planes until probably 3 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I got a couple of Dynam ones, and I actually liked them. I liked the way that they fly, so I started buying more prop planes. But I didn't get into this hobby to fly prop planes and old warbirds. I wanted to fly jets. I had this infatuation with just flying jets. So my experience with a big giant warbird like this, that'd be a lot of money down the tubes, guys. I'm sure I'll find someone out there that knows how to fly gas planes, that loves gas planes. That's all they do, and they'll love this plane. It's the biggest plane I own. It's the biggest plane I've ever actually seen. It's huge. I mean, when I say 7-foot wingspan, I mean, guys, most of us are like, what, 6 feet, maybe under 6 feet. I'm 6'4", and the wingspan's still taller than me. So it's on Free Sky gear. It's on 16 channels. Fly it on the Taranis. This is the 9D Plus. I actually bought this for this plane and for the F-14 because it needed like multiple channels, for the A-10 Warthog, which really doesn't need that many channels, but that's what I bought this radio for. And then I ended up finding an 8-channel Tactic, and that just kind of ruined everything for me because I don't know. I like Tactics, you guys. A lot of you guys might say they're, crap and they're cheap, and yeah, they are cheap and they work just as good as any other radio out there. So, I kind of just, didn't learn the radio the way I should have. I should have taken all my time and put it into that FrSky because it's a nice radio. It even came with this big metal case with keys, unlock keys. You can actually lock the box up. So you take your radio out, you want to put your wallet and stuff in it, you can actually lock it back up. Nobody can get in it. But yeah, so I'm putting her up I'm putting her on the market, you guys. I haven't really decided on a price yet, guys. Check the chat real quick. I haven't really decided on a price, guys. I mean, how do you even put a price on something like this besides the known money that I know that I put into the plane out of pocket? I know I won't get my time back. No, you never get your time back. So the 3 months that it took me to build this thing to the point where it's at right now, you don't get that back. So you're biting the bullet on that, and you're actually probably going to bite the bullet on what you actually paid for it too. I mean, I know that I won't get retail for it. That's ridiculous to get retail for something. I mean, the only benefit that you guys have, that anyone has by buying this plane, is it's ready to go. It's a giant scale Hangar 9 balsa P-51, like stuff that you would see at like big RC events. Not electric RC events, but for gas planes. This thing's beautiful. It's got the best retracts you could buy for the plane. They're E-flite electrics, and it's got a programming board inside. It's got a sequencer with a programming board inside. You can actually program them to come up exactly the way you want them. I mean, you can have this one come up, then this one, or if you want it vice versa, you can actually get it to do what most planes did back then, which was 1 and 1, you can program it to actually do that. And that's what I have. I have the right one goes up, then the left one goes up. Then it's got sequencing gear doors. I mean, the gear doors on this thing are the size of a dinner plate. So, I mean, you can just kind of guess how big the thing is by that. The gear door on this thing that covers up the wheel is the size of one of your small, like teacup plates. You know what I mean? The ones you put your teacups on. Huge, man. It's like 8-10 inches. Dennis Farley says he'll buy it for $100. That's what it's going to cost. That's probably, you know what? I'm going to have to freight this thing. So if anyone buys it, first off, I'm going to have to freight it. I'm not going to be able to just go up to I go up there with post office will laugh me the hell out of there, you guys. I'll have to do this, some type of a freight deal like FedEx Freight or UPS Freight. And it could quite possibly cost, $200 or $300 to send this thing off. I can take it, put it into a couple of pieces so that I could wrap it up nicely and put it, get it in a decent box so that it wouldn't be damaged. That wouldn't be a problem. Well, actually, it is going to be a problem. It was hard to find a box for that Dynam 262, let alone one of these. I don't know. It's going to be hard. Obviously, the freight company would have big boxes like that. So, but yeah, man, it'd probably cost $150 to $200 just to send this off. They're going to charge me $115 or $120 to send that package to Love RC. And I was like, yeah, no. If I'm gonna drop a hundo, I'm just gonna get him a new one. So, and on top of that, I feel that Love RC deserves that after waiting as long as he has, and he's been anticipating getting that plane. He talks to me about it a lot, so I think he just deserves it. So that's what we're gonna do for Love RC. Matchbox. Good idea, Air Marshal. What did he say, Air Marshal? Pick it up. Yeah, George, absolutely. That would be probably your best bet. If you live anywhere on the East Coast whatsoever, you could probably pay, $150, $200 in gas if you have a nice little 4-cylinder car with a nice long back to it, like a Civic hatchback or something. Old 95 Civic hatchback CRX. No, seriously, when I put this thing in my Jeep, the front spinner actually touches the back door, in the back, and the tail is literally right between the two seats, the driver's seat and the passenger seat. So it's quite long, guys. I mean, it's like, I think it's almost 7 feet long, and the wingspan is over 7 feet, or right at 7 feet. I don't even have the wingtips put on this thing right now, and it's just massive. It dwarfs everything that I own. It makes the well, put it this way, it makes the 1700 millimeter free wing A10 Warthog. It makes that look like a little baby A10 Warthog. So this 1600 millimeter Focke-Wulf, it makes this look like a Dynam Focke-Wulf. So Deuce, what's up, man? Welcome to the live stream. 31 people in here. You guys are awesome. That's why I do this shit, man. That's why I do this shit. Let's keep them coming, man, because I'm going to show off this this Hangar 9 P51. And that was the other thing, you guys. I didn't even want a Hangar 9 P51. This is where everything gets interesting. I wanted a fucking P47. I wanted a P47. I wanted a big scale P47. And at that time, I don't think they had any, or they were out of stock, or they were, I don't know, something. And then I saw this P51 and I was like, well, that's nice. I think I bought this kit and this plane to see if I could do it for some sense of accomplishment. And I did it, man. I did it. I have no experience whatsoever, period, at putting these balsa kits together. None whatsoever. I know nothing about them, knew nothing about them. I had absolutely no idea about fuel, the gas engines or whatnot, except for it kind of looks like an engine that's on like a weed whacker, maybe a little bigger. But no experience whatsoever. And for someone who has no experience, these cals on these P51s have to particularly be perfect. It has to be perfect. You have to get that spacing perfect. If you don't, it's not going to line up right, and it's not going to fly right. And I spent like 3 or 4 days with different pieces of widening board before I finally got it perfect, you guys. And I mean, this thing is literally, when I spin it, it's like no more than 2 millimeters of gap as that thing's spinning. George, that's the one that I wanted. The robot is that. Wait. I think I wanted the Hangar 9 P47, but is that the one that has like the rainbow camouflage scheme on it? Or is that the one that has like that darker, like brown camo on it? Shims. Yeah, so you could call them a shim, but no, it's not a shim. I actually had to build the wall out with a piece of like, what was it? It was like almost like a door trim, like it was 1 inch thick. So it's like your 3x1, you know what I mean? Like your 4x1, just like trim. It's like pine, like trim wood. I bought like 3 or 4 different sets of like actual standoffs, and none of them, they were either too short or too far out. And it looks super ugly if you get that spinner too far away from the cow. It looks like shit, you guys. Like, you look at it and it's supposed to be closer than that. I mean, on the real plane there, it's literally touching the cow, the back of the prop. I ended up finding that 3/4 of an inch was perfect. So I used a piece of just regular trim pine. I fastened it to the wall. I glued it to the wall that was already there. I epoxied the shit out of it, and then bolted the motor through, and that squished it all together and held it together. And it's on there. It ain't going nowhere. Trust me. It ain't going nowhere. It's got a fuel dot on it, which means you just pull out this little dot on the side of the plane. You pull out the little plug, hook up your fuel, fill it, put the plug back in, and the fuel dot sits right there on the side of the plane. It actually pushes in and flushes to the side of the plane. And then it's got a drain hose as well, so you could pull if you don't want to leave fuel in these. So if you fly it and there's still fuel in the tank at the end, you don't want to leave it in there. It can mess up your fuel filter. It's not a good habit to get into, I guess. That's just things that I've heard from people that have told me shit while I was building this. You don't want to leave fuel in the tank. That's a bad thing. If it's just a little tiny bit, that's fine. But what you also have to understand is these things have you have to mix two-stroke oil in with these because that's how it lubricates the inside of the engine as it's running. If you leave that in there, it can actually gum up your lines. It can gum your filter up, and then it's just not going to work at all, period. But I have a really nice Valley View tank in there. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's aftermarket. I actually had to rip this whole plane apart over again, just to get that tank in there so we could start pulling some fuel to the motor. And everything's working fine now. It's got custom servos in the back. Those servos, King Tech something, I can't remember now, but they the rear servos in this plane, they actually call for a miniature high voltage Metal Gear servo, and they're Hangar 9 and Horizon actually make a specific one for this plane, but I ended up going with some slightly better ones, like more powerful ones, stronger ones, just because I wanted it to be a little bit better. And I did have to mod it out in the back to get them to fit where they needed to fit. But I mean, everything in this plane works perfect, you guys. It works flawlessly. The retracts work every time you flick it. They work. They're absolutely amazing. It's got a retractable tail wheel with gear doors on the back too, as well. It's a mechanical gear door on the back, though. It's not a. It's not. You can do it with a servo. But there's also this little spring thing that's there, and when the wheel comes up, it hits it and shuts the doors, and it works great. So there was no reason to change that. I'll get down to the plane here in a minute, you guys. But yeah, dude, you guys, it's definitely for sale. It was a lot of fun building it. I really did have a lot of fun building it. Before I actually send it out the door to sell it, I am going to get it started. I have to do that at least. So I'll at least get the satisfaction of hearing it run. Maybe it'll accidentally just we'll lose grip of it and it'll start flying off by itself. Who knows? Anything can happen. But yep, for the right price, it could be anybody's. I'm not going to go too incredibly low on it. I know what I have for just parts. The kit was $1,000 alone. I think it's a little cheaper now. I think it's like $780 or $790 or something like that. It's a little cheaper now than when I paid for it. But it was $1,000 when I paid for it, almost $1,000 when I paid for it. I think it was like $9 something. The engine was like $600 for the engine. It wasn't a cheap motor. It's got all 20-gram high voltage Metal Gear servos all the way around. The King Tech's in the back. It's got a Zor prop on it, a wooden Zor prop, brand new wooden Zor prop. And I also have a carbon fiber prop that goes on after you break in the motor. And it goes really well with that carbon fiber spinner and back plate. What's up? 1K giveaway. Jeff, here. Here's your booty hole right here. And it's pretty tight, right? No, I'm just kidding. Hello, are you kidding me? Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get away with that, man. I'm already gonna catch hell for that giveaway as it is. If I gave this thing away, I better have a good story that somebody came up here and robbed me at gunpoint. Enough talk, crank it up. Yeah, boy. Boom. Yeah, man. I was actually super anxious, man. I had it all put together. I was so excited. Everything was done. Oh, I took it outside with my wife, mixed up some fuel. I called my buddy Eddie on Messenger. He's our flying instructor at our AMA club, and he's a genius with these things. He knows pretty much anything there is to know about gas planes. He has a bunch of them. And I call him up and I'm like, what's the mixture? What do I have to do? And he's like, you got to check the engine specs. The engine will tell you. I know the mixture. It's pretty simple. It's like, I think it was like 5-1 or 6-1 or something like that. It's crazy. It's not a lot. But got it outside. I got the carburetor set. I had the what is that? The actual throttle linkage. This actually has a throttle linkage. Got it all set up and ready to go. I went under with my flashlight, made sure that you could see that the carb was opening and closing. You got to make sure that does that. And then I started spinning the prop, just like you're supposed to. And I was literally getting no fuel to the car. Like there was no fuel coming down the tube and into the carburetor. I instantly freaked the fuck out and thought, oh, the worst. I thought it was the worst. I thought the worst. Bottom line is when you buy one of these kits, do not use the provided fuel tank. They're absolute shit. They shouldn't put them in the kit. They're garbage. You'd be better off taking it, cutting it in half, and using half as a spit tune and as an ashtray. That's just the brakes. Don't ever use a stock fuel tank that comes with a kit. Oh, look, it comes with a fuel tank already? Yep. Take it and fucking chuck it as far as you can, so you never see it again. Because 90% of them are flawed, useless. They leak. There's an air leak. And that's exactly what was wrong with this one, is it had a small air leak somewhere, and I had no idea where that air leak is. And if there's an air leak, it will not draw fuel. Just won't do it. Took it all apart, ordered a brand new Valley View fuel tank. I mean, you can look them up. Look up these Valley View fuel tanks. They're awesome. They're like, it's clear, so you can actually see into it. You can literally see in there. Like, it's got this really, really nice filter on the inside. It's not like the other clunk heads. It's just got a clunk. This actually has a clunk line, but on the end of the clunk line, it's actually a filter as well. Not to mention, it's got a filter that goes from the fuel tank to the motor, so it's dual filtered. And that's something that's uncommon unless you have that Valley View tank. If you don't have a Valley View tank, you're only getting the filtration through your filter that you put between the engine, carb, and the fuel tank where it's pulling through. Like I said, it's got a fuel dot. It's actually got a bigger size fuel tank in it now, so you can actually put a little bit more fuel in it. You can fly a little longer. That was actually recommended by somebody, said I could do that. I was upset, you guys. The fuel tank was flawed. Immediately when I took it to the flying field, because I was like, I'm obviously doing something wrong. This thing obviously is brand new. It has art. Why isn't it not pulling any fuel? The first thing that Eddie said was, Dave, did you use the stock fuel tank? I said, yeah, why not? Absolutely. I mean, it was really nice. He's like, yeah, they look nice, but they're typically flawed, and they have leaking problems. And I mean, what are you going to do? So he's like, it's either your carburetor is bad. He says, which is doubtful because it's a Walbro carburetor. It's like, those are like top of the line for these things. They're like the best carburetors that you could buy for these planes, and for gas engines. And, he said, it's probably the fuel tank. He said, I'm sorry. I know that's going to take a lot of work to pull that plane apart and put a new fuel tank in it, but once you do it, it'll pull fuel. And sure enough, I put the new fuel tank in. I put a little bit of fuel in there, spun that prop, and I saw fuel shooting up that line. I was like, woo! All right, good. I didn't keep going with the start, though, because I was not set up for it. I don't have one of those things that you stick in the ground to hold the elevators so the plane doesn't take off on you or come flying in. That's the worst thing that can happen to you, he says. You always want somebody there when you're starting one of these things up, or one of those buddies, because once the plane starts, it's naturally just gonna roll forward. It can, if the throttle's turned up and you're not realizing it, it'll come forward on you, man. Just a couple of years ago, a guy at our flying field chopped off three fingers right here, man. Chopped them all off. Gone, man. No more fingers because his plane came rushing into him after he started it. And hearing that story, obviously, it scared the piss out of me. I really honestly never wanted to start this thing at all. But I haven't had help since then, and I don't want to drag it downstairs and do all that. But if I am going to sell it and somebody does want to buy it, obviously they're going to hear the thing run. So we will end up cranking her up, I'm sure, here pretty soon. It's a really nice plane. The fucking thing will sell itself. I mean, the plane sells itself, especially an already built one. It's already built. It's already ready to go. All you got to do is put the wings back on it and put some fuel in it, put your receivers and shit in it, start it, and go fly. It's a plug and play giant scale warbird that you're not going to find that. And especially it's brand fucking new, you guys, brand new. Glitching again? You're glitching. Is it glitching or is it just my autofocus on my camera, you guys? Nothing like flipping a switch, white smokes. Yeah, man, George. So George, you're let me do something for you here, bud. You're the guy that was in you were in the Motion RC unbox today of that Spitfire. That Spitfire spec that's actually smaller than this plane. That Spitfire is actually it's actually quite a bit smaller than this plane. This plane's much larger than that, but it's not as detailed. I have not put any of the graphics on this plane either. All the graphic sheets are still in my bedroom. There's a couple that you can put on this. You could put on Glamorous Glenn, or you could put on the Hatter. That was Jim Hatfield's plane. He ended up dying in the war, but really badass pilot. I don't see no glitching. All right, so maybe it's just some people. We just found out last night in Hangar 51's live stream that Ethan RC, your dad is who again? So yeah, this is a I don't know what they would consider. It's a twin. It's a twin engine. It's 70cc twin. So it's more like your two-stroke gas motor. That's why you have to that's why you got to put all that goo in it. I pretty much run 50 cc's and above. I like twin cylinders better than singles because they run so smooth. George, I have a plane, dude. I have a plane for you, dude. Already built, dude. Already built. Ready to go. It's all for you, dude. It's got your name on it, George. It's got your name on it. This plane was meant for you, bro. This was supposed to happen. This meeting, this crossing of the guard, the change of the guard. It's that proverbial crossroad where Dave's RC meets George. Hi, George. How you doing? I'm Dave. I got a plane for you, buddy. It's actually a 60 size, but I got a 70cc motor on it. So it's about a pound heavier than it's supposed to be, but that's nothing. That's nothing for the motor that I put on there. Oh, what is the engine? It is an NGH 70cc NGH motor with a Walboro carburetor. It's actually really nice, man. I've seen like 2 or 3 of these NGH on other planes, and I couldn't believe how nice they were and how affordable they were. Actually, they were actually super affordable. Not to mention, I don't know what it is, but it's not supposed to look like that. A P-51 is not supposed to look like that. But this thing with these 2 twin cylinder heads coming out of the front of it like that, it just makes it look so mean, you guys. Like, it's a P-51 from hell. It's like not supposed to look like that. I'll get down on it here in a minute, you guys. The Winkle. Oh. What do you say? George, what is your favorite brand? If I had to change this motor out for anything, I would probably put the recommended motor in it, which is the Evolution GX61 cc motor that actually goes to this plane. It's actually the kit. The motor was designed to go to this kit and also to the Corsair as well. But with all the research that I've done, DLEs, man, I'm telling you, every freaking buddy at our flying field is DLE. And if it's not DLE, it's Desert Aircraft. But a lot of DLEs, you guys, DLE. Like some of the best planes at our flying field. Oh, what's it got for a motor? A DLE. I asked this other guy. I asked one of this the guy. He flies the big, huge gas. I think it's 60C or 70C. It's the big beast gas plane. You guys saw that on my channel during the summer. It is massive. It's a big ass biplane. It makes the electric one look like a baby. And he was telling me that he has one of these 70cc NGHs, and he has it on a P-47, and he says the things are rippers, man. He says they're absolutely amazing, and really affordable. Actually, they're actually quite affordable. His only advice was to put custom exhaust on it. The ones that come with it aren't really all that great, he said. Put your own custom exhaust on it, and put a Walbro carburetor on it. Those are his only two things that he said. Oh, yeah. DLE are good. Yeah, DLEs are good. Yes, that's what a lot of people at my flying field, that's except for the nitro guys. As far as nitro engines go, don't even get me started. There's so many goddamn many brand names of those things. It's like it's too hard to keep up. At least with these gas engines, there's not all that many out there. Yep. I've had visions in my head of me going to fly this thing for the first time and just something stupid happens and I got no experience to get the bitch back to the ground. And not that I don't have the experience, but these things don't fly like a foamy, you guys. These things fly more like a real plane. The weight differentials and stuff like that, it's different. And I don't know what that difference is because I have not flown a big plane, a big balsa gas plane yet. So I don't know exactly what that feeling is or what I'm supposed to be looking for or whatnot. If it's a foamy, I know that I could just, either keep the retracts up and put it in the bushes or put the gear down and emergency land it. I think if you lose power on one of these things, it's so heavy, it's coming to the ground fast, you guys. And once the engine dies, you're not getting any more thrust whatsoever. And with these warbirds, man, you need that prop pushing air over these surfaces constantly. And I think I think it would just be a disaster. And I do eventually want a gas plane, you guys, but I didn't realize this plane was going to be as big as it is. That's just that. The simple fact of the matter is when I got this plane, I was like, holy shit, this plane's way bigger than I thought it would be. I probably should have taken out a tape measure and kind of stretched it out to see, what does 105 inches look like or 107 inches, whatever it is, whatever the wingspan is on this. It's ridiculous. That is what she said, Dave. Over and over and over again, she said. All right, yeah, guys. So I'll go ahead and give you a little shot over here and let you guys check her out. My camera's not the best. It's gone through some pretty bad falls because of the cat and myself knocking. Here we go. Got our beautiful, beautiful Tyrannus. Oh, it's not a light plane, you guys. That's for sure. It's not a light plane. I mean, It's got some weight to it. I think the flying weight on this thing, if you got the GSX motor or GX motor that's supposed to go to it, I think it's supposed to be just under 30 pounds. And I think with the motor that I put on it, it's a picture of it, guys. All right. Fucking hate this camera. I can't wait till you die. I can't wait until you go in the fucking trash can. I'm going to slam dunk that bitch in the trash can. I'm going to put the trash can up. Whoa! Take that. Oh, no, you don't. We're not going to go breaking shit before we sell it, Dave. We can't do that. Yeah, there she is, you guys. There she is in all of her freaking glory. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, man. I blacked out this cockpit, right? I blacked that out on purpose. So, like, if you're out at the field, the sun's not going to be able to beat down in there onto your electronics and stuff. The only thing that this plane will not come with is the cockpit set. I actually sold that to another person. I actually took advantage of all that cockpit space to make this a redundant system where I'm flying 3 batteries, 1 for the engine, 2 for my receivers. And I have it set up redundantly so that if one receiver fails, the other one will still work. So I'll still have an aileron and an elevator if one of the receivers or batteries fail. You see what I mean by that? So that's one of the cool things about Taranis and what you can do with a Taranis radio. If one of those batteries or receivers were to fry, I would still have the other receiver, and I would still be able to use half the control surfaces on the plane. The one that would suck the most is if I lost the one that had the rudder plugged into it, because then you got just an aileron and an elevator, which is still okay. But you wouldn't be able to mess with the gear. You wouldn't be able to put the gear up, and you wouldn't have the rudder with that one. So you would want the other receiver to actually go bad before that one. The one that's got the gear plugged into it and the rudder plugged into it, you would hope that that's not the one that goes. But if they did, you would still have the other one, which has, you could still use an aileron and an elevator at least. I put the flaps on the Taranis. I actually put the flaps on the slider in the back on the left finger there. So you can actually just put them down a little bit. You can go max them out all the way, the servos in this thing are absolutely ridiculous. The travel on them are crazy, you guys. I'm going to run and go grab the wingtips, or at least one of the wingtips real quick so you guys can see. It's got like another 3 feet of wing. Oh my goodness. Huh. That's how long it's been since this wingtip has been out. That's crazy. Of course, I grabbed the opposite one. That's a nice day. Here, that's okay. We can still. No, I gotta go grab the other wingtip. That's not gonna look right. I gotta go grab the other wingtip. Yeah, these wingtips are literally like almost 3 feet long. All the servo wires are ran and they're all tied in. So you got, this is your servo wire. This goes to your aileron right here. You just plug that in to this, which comes out of here. The wire goes in. You got a massive metal spar that goes into the wingtip here. So yeah, this is the plug for the aileron servo, which is right here. These are all nicely done too, man. Everything I did in this thing was just, I took my time with it, you guys. This flap actually doesn't even work until it connects to the this little tab on the other part of the flap. This thing is ridiculous, you guys, how big it is. It's just so big, you guys. Like, I have to take the wings off of 2 planes, or 3 planes now that I have the FMS Tiger Cat. But before it was just the A10 Warthog and this one. I'm not going to put the spar in because once you put that metal spar in, she likes to stay. She doesn't like to come back out. But we can. It's hitting something. Something's hitting something. There it goes. Okay. And then that slides like that. Yeah. Okay. I gotta put something under the wing. Crix is helping. No, you just stay. I was just kidding. Don't go anywhere. No, stop. There we go. Who said cup of noodles couldn't help you? Look at that, man. Look how big that freaking wing is, dude. It's huge, you guys. I mean, you really can't tell with a camera just how big something is, man. But let me show you. Just like a size comparison, you guys. Look, I'll take this big, giant 1600 millimeter. This is a 1600 millimeter Focke-Wulf, you guys. I mean, still got a foot. And if I go wingtip to wingtip, look. Still got 3 feet of wing, you guys. Like 2.5, 3 feet of wing over there. It's crazy. I mean, when I say this plane big, it's big, guys. When I saw it in the picture in the description when I bought it, I was like, oh, that's not that bad. That's not too big. That's actually a decent size. No, you guys, this thing is all moved together. Look at that. That's a nice. Look at that flap. Look at that flap. That is so sick. That. Oh yeah, and everything that goes with the plane goes with the plane, guys. So the engine batteries, the engine battery, and then the 2 receiver batteries all go with the plane. I mean, everything that is in this plane goes with the plane. Everything. When you get this plane and take it out of the box, you should be able to start it right then and there if you put fuel in it. I mean, it's just an absolutely beautiful plane. It's a red tail, so it's got the nice red tail on it. That elevator needs to be glued in. I didn't glue that one in because I had to make a decision whether or not I wanted to glue the tail onto the plane or leave it so that it could be detachable. And I went back and forth for so long. And then finally, I just decided to glue it on. People that were using the other option is that you could put those on and then screw a screw in, which is like a set screw, and then it hits into the carbon spar and it makes the elevator stay on. And there were some issues with that where they would actually come loose and wiggle. So I glued it on. I glued the whole elevator assembly is glued on with that massive aluminum spar going through it. The tail is not removable. The elevators, anyways. We can take where this plane comes apart is obviously that wingtip comes off, and then this whole section right here, this whole fuselage, and then the fuselage is just one skinny piece with the elevators on the back. Let me get this over here so we can see this. The batteries are not charged. I should have done that earlier. Let's lower this. Bam. But yeah, guys, I got not bad for never doing one before, you guys. I've never ever put one of these things together before, and we didn't do it bad. Look at that spacing, you guys. I mean, look, that's like ridiculous, right? It's like literally like 2 centimeters. It's got a carbon fiber spinner and backplate aftermarket. It's got a wooden Zor prop on it, but that's what they said that they recommended to break it in. I actually have a slightly bigger prop than this one that actually goes on it. You can actually hear this thing, like when you do this, you can hear this like clunk, like you can hear the compression. But I actually have the prop that goes on it after you break in the engine. Is a nice carbon fiber Zor prop. Really, really nice. The retracts on this thing, man, that's where it's at, though, you guys. These retracts, let me tell you something. The hardest part of this whole freaking model to put it together were these things right here. And obviously gear doors, which are right there. Those were so hard to do, man. There's so much fabricating that you have to do to get those just right. Like I said, one thing I cheaped out on was the wheels, you guys, and those are just a good old decent set of Dubros for 5.5 or 4.5. 3 or 4.5 or 5s. I think they're 3.5. I can't remember. I think they're 3.5 or 3 3/4. I can't remember now. But yeah, guys, full electric. We go up here. It's kind of a mess in here right now because I'm actually putting stuff back together in this. But it's got there's the that's your programmable sequencer right there for the gear. That actually, but like I said, I'm messing around with the wires and putting stuff back. 2 XR8s in there. So if you have a Taranis, those go with it. 2 brand new XR8s, and that's what it takes to fly the thing. Like I said, I have it hooked up on 16 channels. All of the cables are labeled. Everything's already labeled for you. Fucking kids. I mean, honestly, you guys, I put a lot of time and effort into this, man. She's kind of my baby. It's like my Cadillac, right? Grandpa doesn't sell the Cadillac, right? Grandpa never sells the Cadillac. That's how we go to church on Sundays. I don't know. It's just sitting there, guys, collecting dust. I literally had to give this thing a bath before I would even put it on camera. That's how bad it was. That wingtip over there will probably be black. The sponge will be black by the time I'm done wiping it down. It's an absolutely beautiful model, you guys. Hangar 9 did a really good job on it. It actually has other things that go to it as well. Oh shit. It's got bombs. It's got fuel tanks. It's got bombs. The bombs can actually detach off of it as well while you're flying it. It's got a lot of features, you guys. Like most of the stuff's not even on it. Bro, there's freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 11. There's 11 servos in this thing, dude. They're all 20-gram servos. I didn't cheap out on the servos, man. Every one of these servos are stronger than they need to be for a reason. The throttle servo in this thing is ridiculous, you guys. Looks like something that should be on a, I don't know, it's massive. It's a big servo, you guys. And then my buddy Eddie at the field is like, no, man, you don't really need a strong one on the throttle. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that none of these servos would ever burn out because they were being overstressed. You will not find that in this plane. Every servo that's in this plane is more powerful and resilient than it needs to be. I think it only called for like 12 and 14 gram servos. But I put 20-gram servos all the way around, and the King Techs in the back are 18s, I think, or 17s or something like that. But yeah, guys, it's a really nice plane. And like I said, it's just sitting here collecting dust, not being flown. Because honestly, I'm not gonna, even if I got it started, I'm not gonna fly it, you guys. It's too beautiful. It's too nice of a plane for somebody of my experience level to be messing with. I mean, it's just, I would be really, really stupid and irresponsible to go put this thing in the air, even though I know how to fly. I mean, I fly jets and stuff like that. I know how to fly warbirds. I know their tendencies. I know what they do. And I'm not saying that I couldn't fly this. I probably could fly it and get it up and land it. I'm just not willing to take that chance. I thought I would be. But after all the time and all the effort that I put into this fucking plane, you guys, there's just no way in hell. I don't want to take that chance. I would like to hear it run, though. I would like to hear the motor. That's one thing I'd like to hear. It will fly better and easier than your foamy planes. And you know what? That's what Eddie said. Eddie said they fly more realistic. They fly more solid. They're more locked in. He says it's night and day. He said yeah, that's exactly what he said, George. That's exactly what he said. And I believe you. I believe it. I did believe him, and I believe you when you say that. But I mean, just think about it, guys. Think about it. There's $3,000 worth of plane sitting here, not including time and effort and you know, the night in the hospital because I had to have a piece of metal pulled out of my eyeball because I had to grind a spot and it accidentally hit the base of the motor where it goes on. It flicked up a piece of metal, the grinder, right into my eyeball, even with my glasses on, you guys. I had to spend the night in the hospital. They were putting this fucking dye shit in my eyeball and then putting a black light on my eye. And I don't know, man. They finally found it and pulled it out, and I was like, I sliced my hand open working on this plane. I mean, like literally blood, sweat, and tears. No bullshit, bro. That's all applicable here. Shelby's, yeah. What's up, Shelby? Has 2,000 in it, but it was made to fly. So what? My Skyray has 2,000 in it. So you got $2,000 in a Skyray. Is that a turbine plane? Or actually, shh. Is Farmer Man in here? Don't say turbine. George, you are 100% right. You are 150% correct. That's it. There it is. In a nutshell, 100%. George, what you just said is exactly why I would not fly this plane. It's crazy because usually you buy the kit and then you buy all the parts that go with it. I kind of did mine a little at a time. So I bought all the servos first, put all the servos in it and ran it. That was the cheap part. That wasn't too expensive. Then I bought the engine, and then we put the engine in. So I was doing it like, month by month. I would do it. But then it came to the retracts, you guys. And let me tell you how ridiculous these retracts are, you guys. First off, they're second to no retract I've ever seen in my entire life. These look like struts. These look like real retracts that would be on a real plane. They're absolutely amazing. They're E-Flight electric aftermarket. They actually go to this plane. They're expensive, you guys. They're like $500 just for the mains. It's not including the tail retract. That's not including the wheels. You add the wheels on, now you're looking at like $700. It was the most expensive part of the plane to do, and it was also the most pain in the ass part of the plane to do because you plug in the sequencer and nothing works right at first, and then it's got this nice program box. You plug the program box, and it's not very user friendly. It took me a minute to figure it out and understand the format. And then finally I got the format down. I understood what I was looking at. And then everything just started magically working all of a sudden. So I was getting a little agitated at first because these retracts were not working. These $500 retracts were not retracting or going up or down. But yeah, I just had to learn the format, read the manual or the little instruction booklet that came with them, and got it figured out rather quickly. And the retracts were going like that. The most beautiful thing that I like about this plane is when the retracts come up, the doors come open, and then they close once the retracts come all the way down. Then the doors close again. So just scale as fuck. And then as you're taking off, you open up, or I never took off in it, but when you open, they open. This retract comes up, and then right as this one's about ready to finish, this one comes up, just like the real thing, you guys. And then the doors, not at the same time. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just awesome, It's so sick how scaled this thing looks when you're running the features on it, especially those retracts. And I would hope so for over $500. I would hope that they did that. Yeah, opted out of the air. Not that I have a problem with the air. Air works great. I just like electric because you're not going to run out of air in a canister, or have a small leak that you didn't notice, and now your retracts aren't coming down. Electrics will work all the time as long as the battery's working. I'll smack it with my wiener, Dave, but I'm not gonna fly it. I told Eddie, I said, Eddie, if you get the thing up in the air, dial it in, trim it out for me, and then hand it over to me and I'll fly it. Or he can buddy box me or something. And you really find out that guys aren't interested in doing that. They're just as nervous, if not more nervous, to fly this than me. Like Eddie's like, no, I'm not, no, I'm not flying that thing. No way, no. First off, you have to take into consideration that this is the first one that I've ever built. I know everything's done on it correctly. I mean, I've gone over this thing with a fine tooth comb. It's an immaculate shape and done very well and put together very solid with red Loctite. None of this shit's coming off very easy if you have to take it off, you guys. I mean, it's on there and on there good. Except for the retracts, I put that in with blue Loctite just because anything can happen. But everything else is red Loctite, especially up near the engine. Everything. He was like, if something goes wrong while I have it and something goes wrong with it, people feel like shit. You don't feel too good when we crash another person's plane at the field. So, not willing is what I would say. He's not willing. Nah, I'm gonna try to make up some of my investment on it and sell it. I would like to be there for the first time when it does fly. Like whoever buys it, I would like to be chilling there. Like just I would literally take that trip and drive to whoever bought it. If it's out west, I'll take a fucking plane. I don't care. I'll get a rental car. But I would like to be there when it actually does fly for the first time. That would be pretty sweet. Unfortunately, guys, I just don't. It's a confidence thing. I'm confident in doing a lot of these planes, flying a lot of these planes, but I'm gonna be honest with you. This thing scares the shit out of me beyond anything that you can possibly think of. It's an unsettling feeling. I would have it the entire time while I'm flying. And my rule of thumb is if you're fucking nervous when you're about ready to take off, don't do it. Calm the fuck down and go fly your plane. And I just wouldn't be able to calm down with this thing in front of me. First off, it'd be a gas plane. It would be, and I'm just not used to all that. It scares me, you guys. The plane scares me. It does. It really does. And it would scare me even more if I had it out there taxiing it out for its first takeoff. I'd be shitting my pants. I would definitely be shitting my pants. I would be letting out scared farts, like little scaredy farts. Road trip. Yes, Josh, road trip. But yeah, guys, that's my piece on that. I'm not going to be talking about that anymore. It's for sale. We spent the first fucking hour of this fucking show talking about this Hangar 9 P51 that I'm trying to sell. That I'm going to lose my ass off on, and I don't care. I don't care. I just want to see it go to a good person, a good pilot who's not going to abuse it, who's going to take care of it like I've taken care of it. It's my baby. It's my baby. It's my Cadillac, man. That's Grandpa's Cadillac right there, man. That's the nicest fucking plane that I own. It is by far the nicest plane that I own. It's not. It makes foamies look like fucking shit. I mean, it literally makes foamies look like shit. This thing looks like a real fucking plane. Like a real plane. Like you're not gonna hit it with your finger and put a dent in it. I could punch that thing right in the side, and it would take it like a champ. So. Get that new E-Flight P51? I am, Dave. I am. As soon as I get you mofos paid. I got a couple of things that I have to do for the community. What did we got? Sky Blazers won some. You know what? You guys are gonna laugh at this one. What the hell did we give away last month? Like literally, that's how bad last week was for me. What did we give away? I know it was like 200 something bucks. I can't remember exactly what the hell we gave away. What did we give away in the last giveaway? You guys decided on it. You're already balls deep, Dave. I am, dude. I am balls deep. I am really actually balls deep into this thing. I mean, I know I'm going to lose my ass off when I sell it, but I don't care. I really don't care. It was an investment. It was an experiment, an experience. I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things from this build that I can transfer over to my foamies and what I do with the foamies. I mean, there's so many different things that I've learned doing this process that now I know I can do using, repairing foamies or upgrading foamies and shit. So it actually was a learning experience. It was fun. I loved it. Absolutely. Oh, the Bearcat, the Flightline Bearcat. The Flightline, right? Yeah, because we wouldn't have bought him a freaking no. We wouldn't. No. I mean, even though the Arrows Bearcat is absolutely amazing, I have it. The thing's so nice. Bearcat. Get a 60 size nitro Mustang and start fuel that way. Shelby, here's my thing, dude. I don't want to do a gas prop plane. I wanted a P-47. I didn't get the P-47. I got the P-51 instead. It's still an absolutely amazing plane. It's a beautiful plane. I think it's actually better looking and more scale looking than the P-47 as well. I mean, it's just an all around better kit. It's their best kit. It's the nicest kit that they sell. I mean, it's one of their more popular ones too. And then they also have the Pitts, the Hangar 9 Pitts, which is awesome, crazy. The yellow one. The guy that flies the big giant scale beast biplane at our AMA club actually has one of those yellow Pitts as well. And I honestly wanted that one before I wanted the P-47. Just because somebody said they're easier to fly. They're just a little bit more carefree. They're fun. The thrust or pull to weight ratio is like absolutely ridiculous. You can really size up the motors on those and it really doesn't matter. And it can take it either way. The Warbirds are a little bit more finicky. I don't know. All this is speculation to me because I don't know for myself. Unless I took this thing out and flew it. Worst case scenario, I land it, I bring it home. My wife doesn't cut my throat. Worst case scenario, I put it into the ground. I pick up the pieces that are salvageable. And then I come home and I start picking up body parts that are salvageable after my wife cuts each one of them off. This plane makes her nervous too, you guys. This plane makes her just as nervous as me. She absolutely told me I should not fly this plane. That's what she told me. I mean, come on, guys. I just got a Havoc stuck in a tree. A freaking little tiny Havoc. I just got it stuck in the tree because I can't see distances without my glasses. And I wasn't wearing my glasses, and that's not a responsible pilot. That's not being a responsible pilot. That's being a pilot who was rushed out the door, rushed to take kids home, rushed to do this for this person, rushed to do this for this person, and then go fly the Havoc. So all of the Arrows planes that are out right now are awesome, you guys. What do I got in there? I actually bought a P50 or P-47. We gave that away to Breaking Silence, which is crazy, man. I sent that plane off to Breaking Silence finally, man, and I have not seen him since then. It's like, where's Breaking Silence at, man? That's too bad, man. That's too bad. And then I have the Bearcat. First nitro I fly will be a Goldberg trainer I own. That's my buddy. Hand it. Remote. He's flying. Also F-22 prop. That's odd. F-22 jet prop. That's cool. Cool and weird. Dave, you need to get in the zone before flying. I do, man. I go in the porta potty. I rub one out real quick, and now I'm good to go. It's just gas planes scare the fucking shit out of me. I don't care. I mean, when they come buzzing by at the flying field and I'm flying my electrics around, it makes me fart a little bit because it scares me. These things fucking scare me. They scare me in a lot of different ways. If this thing came flying into you at 100 miles an hour, it's going to kill you. It's not going to injure you. You're dead. You're dead. The prop's going to cut your face off. The engine's going to go wherever it's going to go, but it's not going to be on the front of the plane anymore. It's probably going to be attached to you somewhere, probably internally. No. These things scare the shit out of me, man. I would much rather do a turbine. I'd much rather, I'm a jet person. I'm a jet guy. I learned how to fly on jets. I never even gave a trainer plane the thought a day. I gave it the middle finger. I was like, no. I went to the hobby store and I was like, I want to fly a jet. And they're like, well, you probably start with this train. No. I want to fly a jet. Yeah, it's probably not going to work out so well for you. Well, I mean, can you teach me a few things? Maybe it can. No, go try the simulator. So I tried the simulator, crashed like 8 times. I was like, that sucks. Nah, the simulator's got to be fake. It can't be anything like that. It's exactly like that, actually. And I did the same exact thing with my first jet that I did in the simulator. Banana Hobby, 50 millimeter Banana Hobby Raptor. Really cheap one, but a really nice one. I mean, it's pretty cool little jet. Well, it was for about 8 seconds. 6 seconds. And yeah. And then it was confetti. So literally took us buying a MiG-15. The MiG-15, for some reason, the way that thing's designed and that long tube type body, I mean, you could just smash the nose of that thing, smash it, put it in hot water, it expands back out. I mean, we probably fixed that thing, like I said, no exaggeration, probably about 30 times before I finally got it down. And then I was able to teach Tyler, by standing next to him and guiding him and showing him how to do it rather than learning how to do it all by himself. So it was easier for Tyler to learn than it was for me because I had nobody to help me, nobody to teach me. I really went like balls to the wall, all in, like I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to teach myself. I don't want to learn somebody else's bad habits. I don't want to learn their tendencies. I want to learn my own bad habits and do my own thing. And that's what I did, man. And now I can fly any one of these jets that you see in here. I can also crash any one of these jets in here too. We crash planes on the channel. I mean, it's not, you can't have a YouTube channel and be successful all the time, guys. I mean, come on. That's just not, you're just lying to yourself and you're lying to your subscribers. And if Ryan can take a video and put it up on YouTube of what, he's done with his planes and he's a man about it, then come on, I have to follow suit. I mean, it's only right and responsible that I follow suit. I mean, come on. But I've been doing that since the beginning, you guys. If I crash something, it's in my videos, you guys. I always put up all my crash videos, and there used to be a lot more. There's not so many anymore. But yeah, I got into this hobby for jets, not these prop planes. But at the same time, I'm glad I built the P-51. It was a good experience. I think every one of you guys at some point in time in your hobby career, in your RC career, should get one of these kits and put one together. If you don't have a large income, you don't have a lot of money to spare and throw around like that, then get a smaller sized one, like a like a 20 size or a 30 size. Those are significantly cheaper, right around the price of a foamy. But then you're gonna have to buy the engine and stuff, so it gets a little bit more expensive. But I mean, it's good experience. It teaches you a lot of things that you can do, that you can transfer over to fixing your foamies and upgrading your foamies and modding your foam planes. I learned a lot from that plane. Dave, don't sell it. Why, Roy? Why don't sell it? I don't need the money. I'm not hurting for money. I don't need the money. It's huge, you guys. And we've got a small condo. It's only a 4-bedroom condo. And it's too big to be in. It's sitting in my bedroom right now, you guys. It's in my fucking bedroom. My wife's freaking out. It's huge. Wait till whoever buys it and it shows up to your house, you're gonna be like, God damn, he was not lying about that. This thing is massive. This thing needs to be in a goddamn garage, not in an RC room, not in a bedroom. It needs to be in a garage, hung up. Don't sell X1, everyone. Roy, you better hurry up, man. I got somebody right now that's ready to buy it. Ready right now. He's giving me his card numbers right now. You ship my EDF battle. The ship might eat. Yes, Eric. We shipped that. Oh, yeah, we shipped that at the beginning of the week. What was it, Monday or Tuesday? I can't remember. Whenever I told you we did it, we did it. My wife put it out. So my wife mailed it out. I said mailed it out. What'd Roy say? Roy's like, why? Because Roy, you want to buy it, Roy? Is that what it is? You need your income taxes to come in first? Got to do the taxes first, then you can buy it. Dude, I'd give you the Dave's RC discount on it, bro. Literally, I'd probably give it to you like half off what I'm thinking. Just because it's you. And I know that you'd fucking love it. You love Warbirds. It's got the invasion stripes on it too, just like your P-47 that you did. Oh, I love to buy the HE-111, but no way. What did he say? I would love to have the. Is that Black Horse? Black Horse. I thought. Well, you do realize that BH in the hobby community could actually mean another company. That company you do not want to buy from. That company you want to stay the fuck away from. You figure out the shipping on the bird? No, not on the bird. Not on the bird. But it was only like $5 to send the other thing. So. Or $6 or $7, something like that. It was super cheap to send the prop and the ESC or the EDF and ESC out. No, but if I have to guess, it's not going to be too much less than what I had to pay to send that one to Roy. I mean, the Focke-Wulf and the P-47, they're pretty much the same dimensions. I think the Focke-Wulf is a tiny bit shorter in like the fuselage length. It's all going to come down to and be based on what kind of a box I can find. If I can find a completely square box, a perfectly square box that fits everything inside of it, we could be looking at like half the price that I paid for Roy's. But because of Roy's dimensions of his box where it was super long and thin, they don't like that shit. They don't like rectangle boxes at the post office. They'll charge you more for them. It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. The package could weigh less than somebody's square box, and you're going to pay more just because of the dimensions of your box. They don't want this super long. It's stupid. Dave Marshall, are you taking erectile dysfunction pills? You can get those. You can get those without a prescription now, right online. You can sign up for them. They'll give you your first 30 days for free. That way you can have a boner for 30 days without paying for it, bro. My boner still works, so. We'll just paint some fucking invasion stripes on that ass, boy. While she's sleeping, be like, what's that, honey? What's that? Oh, nothing, honey. Nothing. Go back to sleep. Go on. Slap him on, boy. Oh, man, what's up with you guys in the gliders? You guys are totally outside of my realm of what I like in RC. I mean, not that that's bad. I mean, some people got into this hobby for gliders alone. The only glider that I would probably be interested in buying is probably the Fox glider. The FMS one, it's an FMS Fox glider. It's the only one that I really actually, that's pretty nice. That's nice. And it runs on 6S. That thing is pretty nice. It's got the same setup in that the FMS 1500 millimeter 6S P-47 has. Just let it, yeah, Josh, just let it happen. Shh, baby goes, just let it happen. Just let get him, son, get him. Yeah. Not to mention, I'm thinking of what I could get back out of this thing. Like literally, I could probably purchase my next like 3 planes plus the next 2 giveaways with what I get for that fucking thing. So I mean, the payout and what it would be worth to me in selling it. Benefits me, benefits the channel, benefits you guys. Because that's exactly where the money's going to go. Like, it's going to go back into the channel. It's going to go back into, maybe my wife wants something nice. I'll get her something nice first. Get her like some diamond earrings or something. She likes diamonds. Diamonds is our birthstone. She loves diamonds. I love diamonds. Don't fucking sell. Don't sell it, bro. Don't. Look, I have a Tom Brady autographed one-of-a-kind football. There's only one on the planet, and I own it. And it is a used Super Bowl game ball. Used, not the brand new ones that they get and sign afterwards. This is one of the brand new balls that were used in the game. Now, I don't know whether Tom actually threw that ball or whether it was one of the kicking balls or punting balls. You don't know that part. But what you do know is that ball was used by the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And it's probably not going to be any of the significant ones that were touchdowns or like, the catch that Curse had, that weird catch on the sideline that he had where it got tipped up in the air and landed right on his chest. It's not going to be one of those because those balls get kept by the players, most likely. It's not going to be one of the balls that the kickers kick the field goal because usually the kickers keep those for themselves. It's just going to be a ball that was probably punted in the game, used on a kickoff, some sort like that. But anyways, there were like 50 of those balls. And each player from one player from the team got one of those balls to sign. And they do that as like part of their contract. They have to do stuff like that for, they have to do signatures. They get paid for it. They actually get paid for doing it. But anyways, it's the one game ball that was used in the game that was actually signed by Tom Brady, and I bought it. I got a settlement years ago, and I paid for it. It's literally probably one of the more expensive things that are in this house. But I shelled out the cash for it, guys, because it's one of a kind. There's no other ball like this. As a matter of fact, when you actually scan the barcode on the certificate of authenticity, it actually tells you, all about it. There's only one. This is the only one. As soon as I bought it, it was in plastic wrap. I didn't take the plastic wrap off until I got it into its like dome that it's in. And you could literally see like a thumbprint and a couple fingerprints from where somebody was holding it while they were signing it. Dude, those are Tom Brady's fucking fingerprints, guys. Tom Brady's fingerprints. His sweaty fingerprint stains are on the football. Unreal. You can see them. And I never touched that thing with my hands. I had gloves on, rubber gloves on, or some type of glove on when I touched the ball. Put it in the case, put the case, it's a really expensive piece, and it's a really Roy, that is something that I will never sell. I don't care. Somebody can come and offer me. I mean, let's not get too crazy. I mean, if somebody's going to offer me over $100,000 for the ball, I would take it. And if somebody offered me 50 for the ball, I would take it. Fact of the matter, the ball's not worth that much. It is worth a lot, but it's not worth that much. But it would take some hard negotiating to get that ball out of my hands. Or something came loose. What are you talking about? Roy, let me go back. Read the fucking chat, you fool. I don't ever read the chat, you guys. I look down at it once in a while. Most of the time, you guys are just literally fucking with one another and bullshitting and calling each other names and talking about each other's penises and shit. So, Dave, you ready for the Pats to draft Jake Fromm? Yes, I am ready for that. Actually, I like Jake Fromm. I do like Jake Fromm. I love Jake Fromm. I'm sorry, I do. I mean, most people aren't. They're not into Jake Fromm. I also like the quarterback for Oregon. Or not Oregon, Hawaii. I like the quarterback for Hawaii. It's Marshall, I think his name is. Marshall. I think he goes by the name of Marshall. Let me go back and read the chat. Roy's freaking out, and usually he doesn't do this unless somebody he gave somebody AIDS or something. Don't fucking sell, Jeff. LOL. Rimshot Dave M. LOL, Jeff. Oh, well, I see Jeff and Dave are quite friendly. You guys are friends, huh? Huh? It's a bit, Dave. It is a bit flat. LOL. Yeah, I know. That's what she tells me every night. I try to pump it back up though. I beat it with boxing gloves until it grows. Rectum injector pump on my truck is diesel everywhere, so that's not it. Read the fucking chat. Don't sell the fucking. Oh my god, I didn't go far enough back. Are you serious? All right, let's go. Nice bird. Don't sell it, bro. That's funny. Da-da-da. Hide the coconut oil. Guys, see, this is why I don't read the fucking chat, you idiots. This is why. This is why I don't read the chat. It's all sexual innuendos and GB Linden getting drunk and puking, and Josh trying to make people be quiet about it. You guys are all fucked. You guys are all fucked, and I love every one of you. All right. How fucking far back am I going, Roy? Help me out here, bro. Roy, what Dave, don't fucking sell that bitch. You will regret it forever. Okay, so is there something before that, Roy? Dave, don't sell it. All right, let me go back up. I would regret selling that Tom Brady ball is what I would regret. I would fucking regret that instantly. I'd probably chase the guy down, take my ball back, and keep his money. Have him at gunpoint. Listen, motherfucker, you knew this was going to happen. Nobody sells a one-of-a-kind Brady autograph, dude. Just nobody does that. You should have known that this was a setup the entire time. Oh, God damn. Roy, I don't see what you're talking about. I see where you said I'll regret it, but I mean, explain, dude. Roy, I didn't see what you were talking about, bro. I mean, I did see where you said I would regret it. Life's full of regrets, dude. You just got to learn how to deal with the ones that are painful and push them aside. Is that a 50 millimeter T50 behind you, Dave's RC? Eric Quinn. No, that is actually the twin 70 millimeter one. That is the LX model. That's the big boy. That's the big bad boy. That needs a lot of mods before it flies. Fly that bitch. Don't sell it. Roy, that's bold, man. That's bold. I would love to fly it, man. I'm. You got to understand, Roy, if I put that thing in the air and something wasn't right or the servo wire wasn't quite right and that thing fucking goes plowing into the ground, I'm not going to be able to come home, dude. I will have no home. My home, that doesn't exist anymore. My home will be my Jeep. With my busted up fucking plane that's worth nothing now. Do it. I love you guys' enthusiasm, man, but if it was your plane, what would you do? What would you do? I mean, to be honest with you, you can't actually know it's $1,000 for my channel right now than a plane that's just sitting here collecting fucking dust. Oh, George, I know you would fly it. Shit, come on up, man. Come on up. Come visit me for the weekend. I got a room you can stay in. Cotton 3 hots. RC Stinger. I'll let you fly it, RC Stinger. Sell that T50 to me instead of the P51. Eric, dude, you can go right now. They're on sale right now at the in the fuck, where did I get that? Oh fuck, I can't remember now. I might see it. It'll come to me. Give me a minute. What the fuck is the name of that goddamn company? It's one that I don't go through a lot. Jesus Christ. Eric, yes, General Hobby. They were on sale. I don't know if they're on sale now, but I just got that one for like 120 or something like that, or 130 with the retracts. No servos, no nothing, but it did come with the retracts, which, according to RC Informer, they need to be fucking modded right away before you can even use them. If you don't mod them and change to a smaller wheel size, they're just shit. So I watched the whole video. I watched that whole video, the RC Informer mod video on that plane. It is absolutely ridiculous what you have to do for mods to that thing to get it to be right. I'm gonna come take that from you till you get the balls to fly it. Shit, you might have to do that, Roy. You're buying your own fucking plane ticket, though. No, I mean, I appreciate you guys' enthusiasm and shit, man. I looked at my wife today and I was like, if I get an offer on that fucking thing, what do you think? She's like, sell it, sell it. I could always buy another one, guys. I mean, I could always do another one. Maybe not so extravagant. This thing is really, really extravagant. I mean, like I say, it's like the Cadillac of balsa warbirds. I mean, I don't think there's any better P-51 on the market. I think this is like literally the best one that you could get, probably. I'd love to fly it, man. I'm definitely going to start this bitch up and we're going to hear it run on the channel. I can go live from my phone at least, so we can at least experience that. I don't know. I might get up the nerve to fly it. You know, people might want to see the damn thing fly before they buy it. I might have to do a review on this plane and at least fly it one time before someone's like, "Yo, I'll buy it. That shit looked nice." Is this a RC flying channel or what, Dave? What do you want me to fly a fucking plane in the living room, Shelby? What do you want me to do, man? What do you want me to do? You see, it says, Shelby, you tell me how you want me to do this show. Because yeah, these guys get talking about some crazy shit in the chat, man. And I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. It's all Ruffin's fault. Ruffins and Josh, they get together and then everything goes to shit, bro. And I am sorry. I can't control those two. They're out of fucking control. Yes, this is an RC channel, you guys, but unfortunately, it's also a friendly chat. It's also a friendly room where everybody can get together, talk shit to one another, and just have fun, chilling. I think this is an RC plane behind me. I think that might fly on a radio and a battery. The Focke-Wulf's not flying at all because it came with 2 dead retracts in it. Thank you, Hobby King. The Havoc still can't fly it. Need control horns. You know how that goes, homie. Get it stuck in a tree, let it fall from the tree. Asshole kid that's supposed to be catching the plane falling from the tree doesn't do his job. So broke shit. Yeah. And then that thing is a kit and it's not even put together yet. So, do you want me to throw the Panther? We could, hey, I can legit just like fucking hum this Panther if you want. I can just, bro, how we doing, dude? You like that? What? I'm going to do a barrel roll. Ready? Oh, shit. What? Oh, shit. Do inverted flights on Dave's RC. There we go. There you go. Is that good? Sound. Hold on. All right. All right. The battery's dead. The battery. Throw that bitch. Oh, man. Yes, yes, yes. I love your enthusiasm, Shelby. One of my favorites, bro. Why the fuck don't you have a wrench, by the way? I like Josh's theory. Everybody's got to be blue. Blue. There you go, Shelby. Now you are blue. $50. Send it to the PayPal. $50. I know you guys do. I know you guys do. I know you guys. You guys listen to me sit here and gab, and then you guys sit there and talk shit to one another in the chat. I'll throw that fucking cat, Dennis. I'll just say when. Where is that fucker, by the way? I think he's snuggling with mom right now. He knows better than to come out here and mess with me, man. Me and him, we got kind of a love-hate relationship. I've got $1,000 aftermarket bucket seats. I can't say this. I can't say it. I can't say it. I've got 2 bucket seats, custom-made bucket seats, leather, black and white. I did an unbox video of them on the channel about a year ago. They actually are going in my 87 Camaro IROC Z28 that I have outside. I have one seat directly on top of the other. So the seat on the bottom is fine. But the seat on the top, you guys, it's not good. And when you take a leather seat and you add kitty to it, bad kitty, asshole, faggot, shit, fuck, cat, it looks like shit, you guys. It's fucking awful. I almost went into tears when I saw the fucking bucket seat. I was instantly disgusted, and I wanted to grab my AR-15 and shoot that fucking cat until it was dead. I think the worst thing about it is someone knew that it had happened already, and nobody said anything to me. That's what pissed me off most about it. It's like I could have taken it when it was minimal, and I could have taken those things and put them up somewhere, like I could have gotten them somewhere away from him. And it's just too late now. It's like from top to bottom, he just sits there and claws it. It's actually super fucking disgusting, and it makes me sick to my stomach just talking about it. Fucking cat. I like that motherfucker. Run, bitch. And yes, I do love the fucker. I love that fucking cat. I love him to death. I don't know. What would we have without him? Everything that was precious to us. He chewed the elevator off the Ebony. I had to replace that. He chewed the left aileron or elevator on my F-14 Tomcat of all planes. Yeah, guys, my F-14 Tomcat. It's only been in the air one fucking time, and I look at it and there's a big chunk taken out of the elevator of the F-14. Yeah, pretty sweet. So I'd buy a new elevator for the F-14. That was cool. Put the cat in the Mustang and fly that fuck. Oh, dude, don't get me started on that shit, man. Shelby, me and Captain Photon have been talking about this for months. He also has a desire to see the cat unexpectedly not be no more. I don't know. He might just have some sick thing about wanting to kill cats. I just want to see the cat really fearful and upset, which I got a little bit of that actually, because he actually got out for a week. Last episode that we did, somebody didn't lock the door downstairs good enough. It could have been me. I doubt it was me because I always lock that son of a bitch nice and tight. He got out. Little fucker was out for a week, man. Scared us all half to death. I was out for 3 nights in a row yelling for him. I lost my fucking voice. That was another reason why I didn't do any live streaming for about 4 days. I had no fucking voice. I couldn't talk. I mean, out yelling for that shit. I had the cops called on me because I'm walking through the old folks complex across the street, making weird kitty sounds at 3 or 4 in the morning. They're like, "Who's this fucking freak?" The cop pulls up behind me. And he's like, "Yeah, what's going on? Are you making like machine gun noises?" I was like, "Yeah, I make a brrrt sound because that's the way my cat does. He makes that sound. I'm trying to find my cat." And he's like, "Oh, okay, never mind." He's like, "Go ahead, keep looking for your cat." The old folks thought they were being machine gunned down. Fucking old people, man. Oh my god, their minds are clouded with Bengay and mothball smell. And they don't know the difference between a real machine gun and somebody's mouth making sounds. There's nothing wrong with that, Dave. I'm not going to say it out loud, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that minus the cat. Yeah, so the cat's kind of a love-hate relationship, you guys. He's an absolutely amazing cat. He's beautiful. But he's a fucking asshole at the same time. You tell him, no, don't do that. Don't dig on that. Don't scratch that. You tell him over and over again. When he starts doing it, you physically move him off of whatever he's messing up. My wife has a nice leather, like, foot locker type deal, but it's actually all leather and it's like padded. It's really nice. It's almost like but it opens up and it's so nice. It's really, really nice. It was a really nice piece. It was a really nice piece of furniture that we had. And it's fucking completely ruined because he's doing that fucking claw thing on it. I just bought her a brand new, it's originally like a $200 table. It's made of Asiago wood, which is basically a really strong, tough. It's a hardwood that you find in like Australia and shit. and it's really, really hard. I mean, it's super dense, you guys. I mean, it's even more dense than like your oaks and shit. He literally can't get his claws in it to scratch it. It's such a dense wood. I fucking laugh at him every time he tries. To be old, I don't have to give a fuck because old people don't give a fuck about nothing. LOL. No, they don't. They don't care about nothing. And it's not because they don't want to care about anything. It's because they forget to care about shit. It's a completely different mindset. It's like, I'm fucking old and I'm going to sit here and fart and fucking piss myself. And my son's going to come over and change my fucking Depends. Well, hopefully, or I'm going to shit all night in this one. That's what they think about, you know? They think about, well, can I even get up and make it to the toilet bowl? No, I'll just fucking sit here and shit in my fucking Depends. Oh, what a great day I'm having. This is such a nice day. I'm so fucking old. I should fucking be dead right now, but I'm not. That's it. That's what they get. You don't want that, dude. Hopefully there's no one older than John in this video or on this stream. Oh shit, the cat would be dead. That's right. If I'm old, the cat would be dead. But so would my dog. In my dreams and my aspirations, everything I love in life, which isn't much. Yeah, guys. Roy, buy the fucking thing if you don't want me to sell it, bro. If you don't want me to sell it, you come and buy it. Come buy it. I can just get too much return out of this, man. I could literally that would be like the next 2 giveaways. And like whatever the hell I want for any foam plane on the market right now. To get that P51 and the SU30. 2 off the bucket list. Right there, one snap. I could buy retracts that are actually, no, I already have those coming. Retracts that actually work. I really, really was excited to go out and fly this Focke-Wulf the other day. I could actually have flown it today. I actually went out to the new flying field and I literally cleared off a runway. The wind was blowing so hard that I could literally just take the broom in my foot and hit the snow and it would blow away. And then it would just keep, I mean, it was just so, you just got to get it started. And I mean, I made this massive, massive runway where you can actually see the grass, guys. It's awesome. It came out really nice. I was there for about an hour clearing a runway. And I really wish that the retracts on this thing were working. I mean, I would have really liked to have been out flying that Focke-Wulf already. It deserves to be flown. Fuck Hobby King for sending me a limit. Hey, Ryan. What's up, man? How you doing? So, yeah, I'm still a little pissed off about the Focke-Wulf, guys. I can understand 1 bad retract, but fucking 2 bad retracts, that just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. I hooked them back up to the receiver, and I also hooked them up to the 6-channel, and I also hooked them up to that little thing that they gave me for it. They're just not working, you guys. They're burnt the fuck out. They're not even getting hot. They're usually when you plug a servo in like that, it starts to get warm. Like you will immediately start feeling some type of warmth coming off of that. Nothing. It's not. There's nothing, man. I don't understand it. Great. Thanks. Yeah, the Focke-Wulf. The Focke-Wulf's such a nice plane, you guys. It's so sweet. It's absolutely beautiful, you guys. It's all done now. Everything's put on it except for the control rods, but everything's all put on it. It's a really, really sweet plane, you guys. It's big. It's a really big plane too. 1,600 millimeters, guys. I mean, that's a pretty big plane, man. That's a big wingspan. Can't even fit it all in frame. It's really, really nice. I like it. I'm kind of glad that I got this before I found out about that P51 because I would have actually backburnered this to get that P51 for sure. For sure. No doubt. But I love it. I like the way it's got the yellow tail on it. And I'm going to paint the cowl up here black. Like all the way up to where the black is. I'm going to paint the cowl black. I don't want any yellow on it. I might even paint the tail black. Like if you guys seen my Dynam Focke-Wulf that I'm sending to Eric Rogers, I'm actually giving my Dynam Focke-Wulf to Eric Rogers. And I actually have the cowl painted black on it and the tail painted black on it, and it looks sick. It doesn't even look like a Dynam Focke-Wulf anymore. It's amazing what you can do to those Dynam planes. Just add a little color and a little pattern to them, and they don't even look like Dynam planes anymore. But yeah, I'm not going to change too much on this Focke-Wulf though, because it's absolutely beautiful. I definitely want to get rid of that yellow tail. I know they had yellow tails, and that was part of their thing, was the yellow tail and the yellow bottoms and stuff like that of the plane. Free wing fly gray. Oh, Focke-Wulf fly gray. Yes, they do. My Dynam Focke-Wulf, man, I flew the Tempest, I flew the P-47, I flew the F6F, I flew another one too. Oh, the Dynam 262. And then I finally got that Focke-Wulf. And I went out and maidened it for the first time. And I was blown away, man, how much better that plane flew than the other ones. It just felt more locked in. It had a better presence in the sky. It seemed a little quicker, even though it probably wasn't. That was probably just my mind playing tricks on me. But it seemed quicker. It seemed like it was moving a little quicker than the other airframes. Yes, it is, Dave. Yes, it is, Dave. What? It is faster, you said? You think it moves a little faster? Pilot Ryan, I appreciate you coming in here, man. It's always a pleasure when you stop in here, man. Hang out with us. I appreciate it for sure. You're no help at all, Ryan. No help at all. Damn, Shelby. Hey, Ryan, Shelby's just kind of being an ass tonight. We gave him a blue wrench, and he's still acting kind of snotty. So just don't pay no attention to him. He's cruising for a bruising. That's what's going on with him. I'm glad you're here too, man. But apparently Shelby, he doesn't think so. He has other thoughts. He's had other thoughts all night, so just ignore him. He's on more of a rant than I normally go on. He's having a bad day, I think. This is a Shelby that I haven't seen before in the past. He seems very desperate. Yeah, what my ass, motherfucker. Sell it, Dave. I think you have already made up your mind. Eric, yeah, I really have, man. Roy, I appreciate, I know you're just trying to look out for me. I know you are, man. I know, and you probably know I could fly this too. I mean, I just think there's a lot of money sitting there on the floor, and that's exactly what the fuck it's doing, guys. It's just sitting there on the floor. I've had this plane built for 3 years now. 3 years. I've had this plane built for 3 years, and here it sits, and now it's kind of migrated out of the RC room and into the living room, and now it's in my fucking bedroom on my side of the bed. I don't think so. Every day I wake up and have to step over a $3,000 plane. Do you know how nerve-wracking that is? I have to step over it every morning. Wake up in the middle of the night with no light, and you have to pee, and your TV went off, so you don't even have the ambient light from the television. You have to step over a $3,000 plane. It's muscle memory, man. I just know that if I'm here, and then I just take a big step. Made it. We're good. Yeah, somebody will enjoy this plane more than I will, man. Somebody that knows how to fly them, somebody that knows how to tune them, and all that shit. I mean, the plane's fully assembled, fully built. It's ready to go. All you have to do is just put the wings on, put your receivers in, or if you have a Taranis, just hook your Taranis up to these receivers that are already in here. It's going to come with everything, both receivers, all 3 batteries, everything that I put into it, it goes with it. RC Mirror, day 3 weekend. I could make it. My car is too small for a giant scale plane. That's all right. You just strap it to the roof, bro. It's a fucking Hangar 9 P-51, dude. It's built like a brick shit house. just put it on the roof. I still watch Ryan's old videos, you guys. No bullshit, man. I still casually, I'll just be scrolling through the list of videos I typically don't watch too much YouTube anymore since I've become a YouTuber. I used to watch a lot more videos, a lot more YouTube videos, but I'll like, oh shit, there's a classic, Ryan flying, the or Michael flying the MiG-15. That's the one I saw earlier. Uh, I think it was the one that Michael was flying it. It was the free wing MiG-15, the little hand toss one. Yeah. And he said in that video at that point that this was like his third one already. So it must have been a later video that you guys did. But yeah, I watched that one earlier today, man. I like that little MiG. I have one. They fly great. Even if you beat the snot out of them, break them in half, put them back together, they still fly awesome. Oh man, I love watching Pete's videos from Banana Hobby and just thinking how full of shit some of those planes are, man. Because over the past few years, these LX models come out, and you know what you have to do to mod them to get them to fly right. And they probably had to do them mods too, but they don't tell you shit about it, bro. Oh, this thing flies great right out of the box, boy. First off, no Banana Hobby plane that I've ever bought flies great out of the box. It might not even fly once you get it out of the box and actually fully build it and get it put together fully. It still might not even fly. Yeah, I've had some shit luck with Banana Hobby planes, and I just said, screw that, no more, man. The last straw was that twin. I actually have the twin 50 millimeter, the pack quad, the twin 50 mil. That plane's absolute garbage. It flew great for like 3 flights, and then for some reason I went to take off one day, and every one of my fan blades in the EDF units busted out, and it's because the housing came loose inside of there because they don't fucking glue them down good enough. They came loose inside of there and started shaking inside, and then the blades hit the walls of the housing. And once you hit they're done. Those Banana Hobby, those little 50 millimeter EDFs, man, those things they're so fragile. They're super fragile. So yeah, I grabbed the plane. I hummed it on the ground. I jumped on it like 5 times. I stomped on it. I kicked it like 30 feet down the road, and then I rebuilt it, and it's in my room. I hate that plane. I hate looking at it. Somebody was supposed to actually take that off my hands, and then they actually backed out. I was going to give it to them for free, and they're like, nah, never mind. He knows. Have you ever seen Pete do a Banana Hobby Blitz RC build video? No. Yeah. There's a good fucking reason for it, right, Dave? No, I haven't. No. Oh, have I ever? The only build videos that I've ever seen on LX planes are people that actually get them and mod them to the point where they can actually be flown correctly. RC Informer, In the Tube Deep. They both had one of these LX pack bars. In the Tube Deep, I'll tell you why In the Tube Deep's shit keeps failing on him. It's because he's flying those fucking planes over salt water, man. I love him to death, but your electronics are not gonna fucking last very long when you fly with your runway being 60% salt water and then 40% sand. I mean, it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work. As soon as that salt gets inside, you're not getting it out. Once it's in, it's in. It's like impossible. You're not getting it. You're not getting all that salt out of there. And then salt is extremely corrosive, especially to lipo batteries. Any type of battery, really, any type. It's super corrosive. And I've watched him put a few planes into the ground, and the only thing that I can think of is he's having ESC failures and stuff like that because it's getting contaminated with salt, and the salt is literally destroying his planes. And then something fails, and then I'm sure salt is not very good for a servo either, man. Once that salt gets inside of the servo, I mean, you don't wash a servo out. You can't just wash. I mean, I think the salt has caused a lot of his bad luck with his planes. Not to mention, the LX planes are super finicky anyways, and take a lot to get them working correctly in the first place. And then you add on top of that bad environment flying it, a salt atmosphere. I think the salt takes a toll on his planes. I'm glad his Su-30 is still running strong. It's still going strong. Hopefully nothing bad happens to that plane. I know that would be heartbreaking for him. He really loves that plane. He flies it every day, you guys. Every day he flies it. He absolutely loves that plane. I could go to a beach and fly one of my planes like once or twice just for the day, but to go every day and fly at a beach, no. The salt's like literally in the air constantly there, guys. I mean, it's literally like a constant. Any type of humidity near the coastline, it's gonna have salt in it. Like literally, there's no way of getting out of it. It does make them taste good, though, Ryan. Yep, you're damn straight about that, man. It does make them taste good. It could also put a taste in your mouth too when that bitch goes. I asked him for years, hey, sell me your Alex Pakpa, man. He's like, oh, I never sell my Pashkashki Spa or whatever he called it, by the real name. I know it as like a Pakpa. That's, but he calls it a Pashishka or something like that. I would never sell it, never sell it. And then I watched the video when he put it in. I was like, you want to sell it now? And he's like, haha, lol. I was like, yeah, I probably still would have bought it too, just because. Yes, the air marshal. Delish haze is salt air. I just know that salt and electronics and salt in automobiles and salt in anything that you care about in your life is no good. Salt is a natural corrosive, man. I mean, if you took salt and put it on one of your cuts, what's it gonna do? It's gonna burn like a motherfucker. I mean, so if it burns you, then what do you think it's going to be doing to your servos and your metal and all the metal? That's the first thing it's going to attack. Anything that is not stainless steel is fucking toast. It's getting destroyed quickly. Circuit boards, really bad. You don't like moist air, period, even if it doesn't have salt in it. Like really humid, like foggy, nasty, cloudy places like that. That moisture gets into your ESCs and it gets into your control boards, and it can actually warp your boards, your literal like PC boards inside. It just ruins stuff, man. Moist air and salt do not mix, first off, and then on top of that, those do not mix with electronics at all, period. I had a really, really sick stereo system in a car when I was a kid. Love that stereo system. I paid for it with money that I made working at Taco Bell as a side job when I was out of school and not playing sports. And I saved up enough to put a really nice Rockford Fosgate system in my car. I was really excited about it. It was like creme de la creme, like Bose speakers in the doors. The Rockford Fosgate 15 with the 1,000-watt, 1,500-watt sub. Yeah, 1,500-watt sub, man. This thing, you could hear this thing coming from a mile away. I actually had to change my back glass of my Civic to plexiglass because I shattered two back windows with the subwoofer. One time I shattered it at a competition, and another time I was trying to impress some girl, and I blew up glass all over her. I was like, that probably scared the shit out of her, but she had to have been impressed. I mean, come on, I blew out my fucking window with a speaker. Come on, that's cool. So I had to change the rear window out to like this plexi stuff, and never broke again, never shattered again. But just the salt air from San Diego destroyed that. It destroyed that amp, not the speaker. The speaker was in a sealed box, so it didn't get any damage whatsoever. But the amp that was always sitting out and exposed to the sun and the air, That thing blew. It just absolutely blew, man. Opened it up, and I could see that there was a lot of corrosion spots. And my old man's like, it's the salt air, man. It's the salt water. It's the salt air. That's what did it. Like, how do you prevent that? He's like, you can. I mean, you live in San Diego near the beach. I mean, you're not gonna prevent that ever. That's just what's gonna happen. So yeah, man. I mean, I've seen it firsthand. Salt created rust. Rust created man. Um, yeah, man. Roy, I found something for you, dude. It's all yours, bro. Come and get it. Come and get it. If you can get here in like 5 minutes, it's yours.
Hey, what's your name? What's my name? Is that Grant?
Oh, that's Grant. Oh boy, I'm glad I got that right.
That's Mr. Grant for you.
And I'm selling that my big giant scale P51, my Hanger 9 P51, bro. Here, I'll show it. I'll show it to you real quick. I only got one wingtip on it, but I'll show it to you real quick. We've been looking at it throughout the stream. You actually kind of have to back off really good to get it all in frame, but I'm selling it. It's on the auction block. It's fully built and ready to go. I just have to start it and break the engine in, but I had to put a brand new aftermarket fuel tank in it first, because the stock fuel tank that came in it was shit and it had leaks and stuff and it wouldn't work. Wouldn't pull fuel to the engine, so now it does. I still haven't started it yet, but yeah, it's for sale, dude. It's for sale. Loose 50s and sweats balling. No, actually, why do I have that? Oh, because it was in my truck. It was in my truck, and I was like, I'm not fucking leaving that in my truck. I leave money in my truck, but I mean, if somebody looks in your window and sees a $5 bill or maybe a $10 bill, they still might break your fucking window and try to get it. But if they look in and see a 50, fucking window's done, dude. Especially around here. That window's done, and that 50 and the 5 and the 10s are gone. So, yeah. I try to just kind of put it away and hide it in the console and stuff. I don't trust the people that I live around. That's why we always get our mail delivered over at our parents' house, because I actually grew up in this neighborhood when I was a kid, and it hasn't changed since I lived here years ago. People steal mail, they steal your packages. They'll bust your window out of your brand new Jeep to go and take a $5 bill or a $50 bill. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. Yeah. The only difference is I roll with surveillance. So we're at least going to get a profile no matter what. No. I do have a wallet, but it's more or less just to carry the credit and debit cards. It's not like it's not like your typical wallet. It's just like, you know what I mean? It just holds like my license and stuff, and then it's got my my military ID. Well, that's a like a retired military ID. The new ones have like a computer chip in them, shit. But once you get out and you're not active anymore, those are the ones that they give you. But yeah, it's just basically it clips on. You put it in your pocket. So basically, you can put it in your pocket, right? And at the same time, you can also clip it to this right here. So I mean, it's like, so a thief can't just reach in your pocket and pull it out. If he tries to pull it, you're gonna feel the tug of this right here. That's exactly why I got it. And this also acts right here as a money clip as well. This is actually a money clip on the back. Let's see. And then I clip it to my pants as I'm putting it in. I can actually put it in and then clip it to my pants like that. So if somebody tries grabbing it, this thing's pretty tight. It's gonna tug. But yeah, that's all I use for a wallet. I keep all my cash folded in my pocket, or I fold it and put it in my sock or something like that. Usually we don't fuck around and have cash, dude. Usually all the cash is in the bank like it's supposed to be. But from time to time we do have considerable amounts of cash on us that we have to either deposit or maybe go pay some type of a bill that we don't pay with the cards or something. But yeah, we typically don't like to have fucking cash on us at all. I'd rather just leave it right in the bank. Del Taco is better. El Polo Loco is one. Bro, at this point in time, I'll take some fucking Taco Bell, to be honest with you, bro. I mean, I'm not being a beggar. I'm not being choosy. I would love like a Nacho Bel Grande right now. Just a little, yeah, that would be nice. Or a cheesy Gordita Crunch. Those are pretty good too. Now I'm gonna order Chinese food or taco. I'm gonna go to Taco Bell. What time is it? No, I'm not going to Taco Bell. They're closed actually. No. I'm not getting Chinese food either because they're closed now too. I'm not getting anything, guys. I'm eating whatever in the kitchen. Yeah, bro. I mean, if I can't purchase it with, if I can't purchase it with that, or that, then I have no business buying it. Period. And I don't like using that Capital One card because that is a credit card and it's fucking ridiculously stupid and I fucking hate it. I wish I never would have gotten it, but it builds credit. So that's what it's doing. Well, allegedly. No, it is. Yep, I'd much rather deal with cards, man, because if they get stolen, you can always cancel that bitch and you're all set. And I go through Bank of America, so if there's any fraudulent anything that comes out of my account that I didn't authorize, it automatically gets put back in. They investigate it and figure out, how it happened. If it is your fault though, and you did, and they find out, bro, they'll come take that fucking money back. You ain't gonna like that, bro. So make sure it's not a mistake on your part. Make sure that somebody's legit in your fucking account taking your money, because if it is you or your wife accidentally, bought something and didn't tell you, you don't want to file that claim because they'll penalize you if it was your fault. They'll actually make you pay more back. You'll pay some interest, boy. But if it is some fucking scoundrel out there that's stealing your numbers or getting your numbers somehow, they can actually sit outside your house and scan your code. They literally have these guys. I don't mean to scare you, but they literally have these things. They can sit right outside of your house right here, and they can scan around. And if your card's like sitting out or facing in the right direction, they can actually read the strip from wherever they're at, and it'll give them your numbers, your expiration, and it'll even give them the fucking numbers on the back too, guys. So be careful. Be careful. Be careful, careful, careful. I always keep them all stacked up together that way, so maybe it'll be a false reading if they do get it. But they literally have shit. They can do that, man. It's freaky, man. I had some cop telling me that the other day. He says it's pretty sick nowadays. But yeah, anything that gets taken out of my account that I didn't do or my wife didn't do, they put it back immediately. I just call them, tell them, and they're like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. We'll fix that." And then you never hear anything else about it because they take care of it on their end. If it was fraudulent, they'll eventually track down who got the numbers and where and why it happened and how. And I don't know. That's why they have insurance. They got insurance for that shit. I don't have insurance when I lose money. What happened? I couldn't believe it, guys. What happened, Reckham? Del Taco. Oh, you're lucky, Roy. What happened, Roy? Did your age treatment go well? Still trying. I lost my wallet. Oh, okay, never mind. At Christmas time, went to 2 days later, and someone turned it into customer service, and my 100 was still in it. Nothing missing. Yeah, Roy. See, if I would have found that wallet, your cards and everything would have been in there, and I wouldn't have tampered with those. But that cash, that shit would have been gone, bro. I'm sorry. I'm a ghetto kid. I was raised in the ghetto, bro. I'm sorry. That fucking money. I'll give you your credentials back. I'll make sure you get your credentials back. Credentials are the hardest thing to get. Yeah, that's the most pain in the ass thing, to go and get a license, get all your debit cards, your credit cards back. That's the more pain in the ass thing. But bro, I'm sorry, you weren't getting that cash back. Nowadays, yes, I would have given that wallet with the cash in it. But back, I don't know, when I was younger, no, you're lucky somebody mature found that wallet, man, and turned it in, because unfortunately, fortunately for you, whoever turned your wallet in was a solid person. Probably had no reason to take your $150, because they probably had their own $150 and probably more. But if a broke ass bitch found that fucking shit, nope. Sorry, Roy. Your luck would have been different that day. But I'm glad you got your shit back, dude. That's a rare thing. That is a rare thing. Typically, you find that you don't get the wallet back at all. And if they do find your wallet, it's been gone through. Your IDs are gone. Your debit cards have been used and probably failed a few times. So they're now canceled and shut off because of suspicious activity. That's what they call it at Bank of America. Suspicious activity. I'm like, dude, I'm ordering a $300 plane. How fucking suspicious is that? I've ordered like 8 fucking planes from that company. Why is that suspicious now? Like, you guys gotta make it clear why is it making it suspicious? It could be a number of things they explain to me, but typically if you order from a company and say I use my wife's card the first time, like we have 2 cards to the account for one account we share that account, and she has her own card, I have my own card. If I order with this card one month and then I order with this card the next month, they see that as suspicious, and they'll stop it and not allow it to happen. And then you gotta fucking call them and tell them, yes, I'm trying to fucking buy something. Will you guys stop? And then they take it right off immediately and let the purchase go through. You don't even have to reorder it. They just let the purchase go through. So yeah. It's a small hassle, but it's also a good hassle, because it could have been some dipshit trying to order something with a stolen card. You can do that. You can take someone's debit card and you can order a bunch of fucking shit online with it and then ditch the card. By the time the card's found, or you report it lost, or you even realize it's gone, they could have had 30 purchases go through on that card by that time. And hopefully you have Bank of America. That's all I gotta say. Hopefully you guys have Bank of America. Because those thieves don't give a shit, dude. They'll send you home with a dirty rubber hanging out of your ass. They don't give a fuck about you. They care about themselves, their drug habit, baby's mama's drama. Got to pay that child support, bro. If you can't pay the child support, then you got to do something nice for the baby's mama, or she's going to report you and you're going to get your license taken away. You'll get a warrant out for your arrest. So yeah. Basically, a scumbag didn't find your wallet, Roy. A decent person, a human being found your wallet. Because if a piece of shit scumbag found that wallet, it would have been a different story. You would have had to have replaced everything, including the 150. Fred Barron, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here, man. Love Fred, guys. Fred, he likes to support all these channels. I see him doing his donations as well during the weeks. I see him supporting Ryan. He's probably beating me in donations by now. He drops a 50 bomb every week. I do 100 a month. So yeah, he's doubling up on me. Yo, Ryan, why are you letting this guy double up on me? You're not even telling me, bro. You're not even telling me, boss. How am I supposed to know he's doubling up on me, Ryan? If you're not telling me he's doubling up, how am I supposed to know he's doubling up? Oh shit, man! I'm fucking tired, you guys, and I gotta take these planes and get them the fuck out of this living room. I actually had this big shelf in my bedroom, and I used to put all my like t-shirts and shorts and stuff. And then I realized I liked my stuff when it was hanging up more than when I had it folded down on a shelf. So I took all my t-shirts, I hung them up, I got my pants in there. I just kind of ran out of hangers. I need to get more hangers, but I need to take that shelf down. Once I take that shelf down in that RC room, all this shit will fit in there like with no problem at all. I'll even be able to fit more in there, and I'll be able to put that big ass son of a bitch in there with ease, with no problems at all. And I'll have enough room to be able to start doing my shit on my table in there, like I like to. I'm done doing this stuff in the den, man. I mean, I like the den. Don't get me wrong. The den's comfortable. It's really cozy and it's wide open. But I like my RC room too. I like my cubby hole. We need to get back to our roots. We need to get back to our roots. Dave's RC style. RC in a closet. And I'm fucking hungry, man. What the fuck did you guys have to start talking about food in the chat for, man? You know what that does to fat people? Do you know what happens to a fat person when you start talking about goddamn food in front of them? You know what fat people do when you talk about food in front of them? Fat people want to eat. And I'm hungry now because somebody was fucking talking about Del Taco and fucking Mexican food. And I love Mexican food, man. I love Mexican food. And actually, my wife just made some guacamole earlier. So I actually am going to have some Mexican food tonight. Actually, it's going to be Doritos with guacamole dip. I love Doritos and guacamole dip. So I will be having some type of a Hispanic meal tonight. Thank you for that. Bacon cheeseburger and French fries. Come on now, that's disgusting American fat people stuff. That's just 100% greasy American shit, man. Stay away from cow meat. No moo meat. Eat fish and chicken. Human beings were not supposed to eat red meat, period. And absorbs nearly shit out of that when we eat it cooked. If you do eat red meat, you're actually supposed to eat it raw. But nowadays, if you eat red meat raw, you die of salmonella. So you definitely don't want to eat raw red meat now. But back in the day, our bodies were built to take the most nutrients out of red meat that we possibly could. And our ancestors or our ancients, they didn't cook their red meat. They ate it raw. That's the way it was intended to be eaten in the first place. Not to be cooked, but to be eaten raw. Dude, I don't even use a gun when I go hunting for deer. I just fucking stalk them, jump out of a tree, land on their back, and bite their fucking necks out. They're scared of me around here, bro. They smell me. Fuck, he's like 10 miles that way. Run, motherfuckers. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even hunt. I don't hunt. I would never hunt and go kill an animal unless my family's life depended on it. I'm not a Bambi killer. I don't condone hunting. Let the fucking population grow through the fucking roof, because one of these days, when society crashes and we all need to go hunt those fucking animals, they're not going to be there for us to hunt and eat. And there's going to be so many people going after what's left. It's not going to last long. So stop hunting the fucking deer, guys. If you hunt deer, you're wrong. You're wrong. You can go buy fucking meat at the store. There's no sense of going and killing a Bambi or a buck that's been around for years and years and years and is an awesome stud for all the does out there, and you go and fucking blast them away to get some fucking deer meat. That's probably going to go freezer burned in your fucking freezer because nobody's going to eat it, that's the more ridiculous thing right there. Don't hunt deer or any other animal. Just don't hunt. Go fishing. Go fishing. Leave the red meat alone, guys. It's bad for you. No red meat. Fish and chicken. If you're buying, and it doesn't count if you buy McDonald's, because that's not red meat anyway. That's like fucking mostly like soy. That's like a soy burger with like 2% red meat. So you're good there. You're basically eating fucking plants. Hunt cows. They're ugly. They're ugly. So it's cool. So here's my thing. Years ago, there was this show called Faces of Death. It's probably one of the more gruesome like videos that had come out like as I was growing. Actually, it came out before. I think it came out before my time, or it might have come out early '80s. I'm not sure. You guys can look it up. But it was called Faces of Death, and it had some really cruel, fucked up shit that they did in that movie or that video. Um, the people that actually go and actually legit eat monkey brains, I thought that was all a fucking joke. My stepdad said that to me when I was younger. Yeah, you get a scoop full of monkey brains, and I was like, "You're a fucking loser. That's odd and stupid and weird." But he didn't tell me how they did it, man. And it's fucked up. They actually show it in this video. The monkey looks terrified. I was absolutely horrified when I watched it. I was young. It imprinted on me and it had a lasting effect, and it still lasts to this day. Every time I think about that movie, I want to go find those fucking people that ate the brains out of that monkey. I want to fucking shoot and kill every one of them. It was just absolutely horrible to see that little monkey was so terrified and scared. It's like he knew it was going to happen. Monkeys are intelligent. They're actually more intelligent than some fucking humans. And then it also shows how the cows would get slaughtered and how that fucking saw would come and just slit their fucking throats and then they would bleed out, and how scared the cow looked when he was listening to the cow next to him die, and he knew that saw sound was him, and he was going to be the next one. And you could see their eyes; they would get real bright and wide, and you could see the fear in their fucking eyes. So never again, never a fucking again. I stopped eating red meat for years and years and years and years. I wanted to find those farms and I wanted to shut them down. I wanted to blow them the fuck up. I wanted to kill the farmers that were killing the cows. I mean, just a really fucked up way of killing an animal. It actually was it affected so many people in so many different ways that they actually came up with a new way of putting them down. And basically it's like shooting them in the head, but you're actually not shooting them with a bullet. It's basically like this probe that comes out of this air gun, and it's a long probe that comes out. They just put it to their forehead. They hit the little switch, and it shoots them right in the brain, and then the pin. If you guys seen No Country for Men or something like that, the guy actually was going around fucking killing people with it. It's called a cattle prong or something, or cattle probe or something like that. That's how they kill them nowadays. It's just this long spike that comes out of this air pressure tool, and it's so that you don't have to shoot them, because people were shooting them with lead bullets, and then the fucking lead would get in their blood in that short period of time, and then you're eating the fucking lead, and people were getting lead poisoning supposedly from it. So they stopped it, and they went to this like tool that they use now, and they just boom. And I can't remember exactly what the thing was called, but there was a crazy son of a bitch in this movie, No Country for Old Men. Yeah, man, watch it. He's got one in that movie, bro, and he's just straight going around killing humans with it. Pacow. It's actually pretty ingenious. It doesn't even really make a sound. It's just like, you're fucking dead. It sends a probe into your head about this long. Sick. Sick isn't cool. Like crazy sick, cool, like awesome. Like the first person he did with it, I was like, oh my God, that was just like, I want one. I want one of those. It was pretty cool. But yeah, so I after watching that show as a kid, I think if I would have watched it later in life, I probably would have been like, yeah, it's just part of life. But I think I watched it at that right age where I was very sympathetic for animals, and I didn't really understand the whole hunting thing and people going out and hunting when you can just buy food in the store that's ready, available, already packaged up. I definitely didn't like my uncles going out and killing deer. They'd come home and they'd hang them up and they'd just fucking treat them like shit. It's already fucking dead, man. What are you doing? Why are you dragging it like that? Pick that fucking thing up and go hang it up. Like, show the fucking thing some respect. You just fucking took its life. I mean, my uncles are pricks. They're assholes. They're actually fucking assholes. Not great role models. Everything that they did in life, I don't do. So I'm good. I'm fine. I don't just go out and kill animals. No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. But I do like to fish. You guys, fishing's different. Fucking fish are stupid, and there's tons of them, and they're actually really good for you. So fishing's cool to me. But me and my son, we never catch any fucking fish up here, so it's pointless. Go fishing all day long. We don't even get a bite. The one time we get a bite, and my son's over doing the Mario dance and the Mario song. I think he's a little younger there. I think he's about 7 or 8. He's over there dancing, doing the do, and there goes his fucking pole into the water because a massive fish hit the fucking bait and took it. was Kyle, your pole, and he's like, where is it? I was like, yeah, it's over there, dude. It's gone. I mean, now it's gone. It's like gone. The whole fucking pole, everything, the hook, everything is gone. So stupid. But yeah, he learned his lesson. Now he holds on to his fucking pole the entire time. He doesn't let go of it. You know what bugs me? It's not the fact that we didn't get that fucking fish. It's the fact that I didn't know what we caught. I just wanted to know what we caught. It was probably a striper. That's normally what we get up here, or a bluefish. But it just would have been nice. It could have been a fucking lobster, a really fast lobster taking off. Lobsters have been known to take bait on a hook. I actually caught a lobster on a hook one time. I was with my wife. I like catfish. Catfish are good. And there's so many catfish in all the rivers and shit and ponds in America, dude. There's just such an abundance of them. And they're a really good fish. Really good fish. That's what your traditional like southern fish and chips, that's what they are. It's mostly catfish. Yes, Josh. Yes, he's got that fucking the tank. Yeah, he's got the air tank, and he's like just carrying it around nonchalant, like by his fucking. Oh, I love it. That was such a great movie. I finally, my brother's like, you got to watch this movie. You'll fucking love it. I finally got around to watching it one day, and it's just, that's a really good movie. That fucking guy, that guy that was killing, that killer, that whatever he was, hired assassin, whatever you want to call him, that motherfucker was good, dude. He was good. Fishes for people on the beach. I heard that fish now fish for people on the beach. Yeah, probably. Me and my wife saw a video. I'm pretty sure it's fake, but apparently there's this guy like out in the water or whatever, and I can't remember what it was, like a shark or a whale or something, or a fucking an orca or something, came up and just grabbed the guy and took off. I think we ended up finding out the video was fake, but it looked fucking real when we watched it for the first time. But yeah, if you stand too close to the shore and there's orca around, orcas are man eaters, man. Orcas are more of a man eater than great whites are. An orca will fucking eat you without even thinking about it. Impossible Whopper. Is that the fucking Whopper that's made out of plants, or pretty much soybean mostly? Pretty damn good, he said. All right. So the commercials were right. If Fred says it's all right, man, Fred's a trustworthy person. I'll try one of those tomorrow. I'll try an Impossible Burger. We'll see. I mean, that's what they've been using in their fucking products for years and years, anyways. Fred, you think you're getting 100% beef at those places? You're not. You're getting like it's a mixture. I don't know what the percentages are, but most of that fucking burger is soy. It's literally soy. I've seen on the boxes. I've seen the ingredients when I worked at Burger King. I was a manager at Burger King for a while. I saw that though a lot of that burger's soy. It is. I'm sorry, but it's soy. It's especially McDonald's. McDonald's does it more than anyone else. Wendy's does it the less. Wendy's has mostly like it's almost 100% beef, but I don't think so. Beef's too expensive. Yeah, that's the reason that you get attacked by tiger sharks and like mako sharks and shit. It's not even the great whites that do that shit. It's actually makos and tiger sharks and bull sharks. Bull sharks are the ones that actually do more of the attacks around the world. And that's just because bull sharks are fucking territorial. They're mean. They're fucking absolutely just they're just mean. But the one shark that's actually even worse than that is a fucking mako and a black tip. Makos and black tips are just absolutely vicious fucking sharks. Period. Mako sharks will just bite you just to bite you. A Mako shark has no feelings for nothing. It'll bite another Mako shark for fuck's sakes. I mean, it just they don't care. They just bite to bite. But yes, if you have a black surfboard or something that resembles anything, the shape whatsoever of a seal, and you're surfing in, say, southern Australia, yeah, a great white could definitely come up from underneath you and totally wipe you out. But it's not because he thought you were a human, he wanted to eat you, and he knew you were a human, and he was going to eat you. It's because something resembled a seal. When they see it moving, I mean, I've watched these on Shark Week. They actually take this like dummy like seal. It's actually a wetsuit that's kind of shaped like a seal, and they drag it behind a boat, and it's got a camera on the belly of it, and it's literally watching the bottom. Dude, these fucking great white sharks are going like 60, 70 miles an hour. Shoom, and then they go up, dude. It's so sick. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I never thought a great white shark was that fast or agile. They're actually pretty goddamn fast. They're pretty goddamn agile. It's pretty scary because they are a ridiculously scary force to be reckoned with. Great whites are no bitch. That's not a bitch. That's not a bitch shark. That is the shark of sharks. Sounds like my dog. She bites you and just, yeah, man. My dog used to do that when he was a pup, and then he kind of just faded away. He used to just walk up to you and just bite you for no fucking reason. He'd bite your hand. I think just to get your attention. He doesn't do that anymore. He doesn't even bite anymore. He doesn't bite at all. Yeah, man. I'm telling you right now, man. You should see the way that they stalk those seals, man. They actually start way deep, and as they can actually look up above their heads and keep their bodies flat, so they look. You can't even tell they're underneath you. And then what they do is they follow in the shadows of these seals as they're migrating across to go to the other island, and they're hiding in the shadows of the seals, like 50 meters, 60 meters down. And then all of a sudden, they take all that energy and they go up, and then they have a bladder that they fill in their stomach or in their body somewhere, and it fills with air real quick, and it causes them to be more buoyant at the same time as they're launched, and that's how they get out of the water so far. It's like a submarine. Like, say if you're in a submarine and you're down low, Dave Marshall, you might know something about this. Like on Red October, when that American sub like come blasting up. That's because they fill their tanks real fast all of a sudden down low, and that thing just comes blasting. These submarines can come flying out of the water because of that, because of those ballast tanks being filled quickly, not just they open the valves, the air comes rushing in, and those submarines come flying out of the water. It looks sick when they do it. What do they call that, Dave? They actually call it something. They actually call that maneuver something. What is that fucking maneuver called? No, I'm not talking about fucking aliens, dude. We'll be here for another 3 hours. No aliens. The Greys. The Greys are real, man. I'll stop there. The Greys are actually the more significant and the ones you should actually fear. The Greys are the the sinister ones. So yeah, they're the ones that aren't good. Those are the ones that like to fucking experiment on humans so they can mix their DNA with ours to try to live on our planet better. No, no, no. The Greys are the worst, man. They're the worst ones. They're the worst of the bunch. Yeah, but what is it called? It's called something, Dave. When they come flying out of the water like that, from at that angle, and they come and they fuck. They even said what it was in the movie as they were doing it. Damn it, man. I know. It's got a name. Don't fly completely out of the water. Yeah, EMT blow. Yes, there it is, right there. There, the EMBT, the blow. It's a yeah. That's it right there. Yes. Yep. It's an emergency blowout, but yeah, that's what it is. Emergency, whatever. Planes land, submarines. Oh, what the fuck is that word? I'm looking for a word for it. Ballast tank blow. Talk about 40 huge blasts and 4,500 psi and air ballast tanks. We go up. You guys go up so fast that your lungs fill up with air as you're going up. You can actually feel your ears start going pop, 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 pop. All the pressure releasing at that fast. That'd be fun. What do they call it, man? Oh, that's pissing me off now. Yeah, guys, what do we got? 17 people still in here. I hate to cut you guys off with that many people in, but I'm fucking tired, man, and I need sleep. I need sleep. I did clear out a spot. I actually have to go out in the morning. I'm gonna try to fly this. Um, I just want to show you guys something real quick that I was concerned about before I actually go fly it. I want to know if it's something that I should be concerned about. As you guys know, I took the 8S system out of the Stinger 90 and the JP fan, and I put it in this. I think this plane's more deserving of it than the Stinger 90. But you see how I pull the flap down? Look at all that play. Look at all that play. That's actually wobble. Look at that. Look how much that's wobbling. I've looked at everything. Everything's connected right. And the more you push it down, the kind of less it does it. And if you have it all the way up, it doesn't really do it at all. This one doesn't do it much at all, period. This one, yeah, this one does it less. This one moves less. It's like a little tighter. But just kind of hoping that doesn't do something to mess up the flight. You know what I mean? Like typically when you deploy a flap, it's nice and, it's firm. These are wobbling. I don't like the way. I like the design, but I don't like the way they're fucking wobbling like that. Does the servo wiggle in the box? Ryan, that's actually a great fucking question. Let me look. This was a ARF Plus. No, servo's tight, man. I think it might have something to do with this bar. You see how there's a bar that goes across there? And then at the same time, I think it's just the hinges. These are loose ass hinges on here. Like, look, I can pull that up and down like that. Look how I can wiggle that. Look at that. I can pull that. That shouldn't wiggle like that. That should be nice and kind of taut. It looks like the play is coming from like inside of the hinge itself. Like, I don't know, man. I've been waiting so long to fly this. I'm just gonna send it. If I get nervous at all, I just won't use the fucking flaps at all. The thing is balanced out CG perfectly with the 8S battery in it. It CGs out really, really nicely with the battery all the way forward. It's perfect right where it goes, right where it sits. I think it's going to fly awesome on 8S with that JP fan. I think it's going to have more power than it needs, really. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I actually went out and cleared off a runway, cleared a path, like a big, huge, like area where I can take off and land. And I actually exposed the grass, so it's pretty cool. All the rest of the field is like covered in snow, and you can see like this really long, like squarish place, like rectangle, where you can see the grass. And that's because I was literally sweeping the grass, you guys, with my foot, with my if you're looking, let's say, full pull. I like the movie Down Periscope. Oh my God, Eric, bro, greatest naval movie comedy of all times, straight up. I like when he's like, me and my wife's favorite part of the whole movie. I don't know why, but it's like we kind of sense of humors, and he's like, I was like thinking about a nickname, like Mike. Favorite part of the whole fucking movie. I don't care, man. That was my favorite part of the whole movie. And then when Stepanek fucking farts, the cook, when he fucking farts when they're trying to be quiet, he's sitting there eating old food and out of the can, he's all. The guy has to get up and do the whale sounds. Oh man, that's too funny. Great movie, man. That's actually one of my dad's favorite movies too. Yeah, good movie. Good movie. You actually learn a lot about fucking old school subs and shit like that in that movie as well. Old diesel subs and shit. Yeah, Ryan, I'm excited for that one. Hopefully it's something nice, man. Hopefully it's something nice. I hope it's something really nice. I definitely like the Arrows products. Yeah, man, you guys, that's it for me too, man. I need to start putting this stuff away or putting this plane back. And it's a bitch to move by myself. It's just awkward. But yeah, you guys have a good night. I've actually gone longer than I normally ever do, man. It's kind of hard to cut 20 people off, Sometimes by now, we don't have that many people in here. It's kind of hard to cut 20 people off, though. 30 people off. Can't do it, man. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of your night. I'm fucking beat. I'm hungry. Did I mention that I was hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm fucking starving, actually. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna go to bed. I don't know if I'm gonna go live tomorrow. It depends on who I can get to go with me. I might go live from my phone for this flight. If nobody's there and I have to use the hat cam, you guys, then I'll just post it up later. It's no big deal. But nonetheless, we're going out to fly it in the morning because it's the only opportunity we're going to have. It's going to actually snow like another 8 inches tomorrow, and that's going to completely cover up everything that I just went out and worked to accomplish. So if I don't go fucking fly that tomorrow morning, we're not flying it for at least another couple of days. And I didn't get to fly the Focke-Wulf for certain reasons. The Havoc needs a little bit more work. This is really one of the only planes that I have actually ready to go, dialed in, all the expos and rates and everything put in. By the manual, by the book, you guys. So we'll see how it goes. And hopefully somebody watches this stream later and wants to buy this Hangar 9 P51 because I'm ready to part with it. Yeah. Before I go fly it and fuck it up and then it's not worth anything. Roy, just buy it from me. If you're worried about it that much, Roy, just buy it from me. And then you don't ever have to worry about me selling it to anyone else. It'll be yours, dude. I'll give you the Dave's RC discount, bro. You pay the shipping this time. Oh, shit. Yeah, guys, I'm tired. That's it. I just yawned on live stream. That's it. We're out of here. Ryan, can't wait for your reveal tomorrow on the Arrows product. That should be pretty cool. I've liked everything else that Arrows has put out up till now. The Bigfoot, the Marlin. I've given each of those planes away on the channel so far. So maybe it's something that we can do for a giveaway as well. So that should be exciting. For the rest of you guys, Josh, Dave, RC Stinger, Ruffins, Eric, you guys know who you are. You guys have a good night. I'm Dave. This is Dave's RC, Total Line episode 35. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night, Pilots Lounge, 9 p.m. Pilots Lounge. Pilot Ryan Media in the Pilots Lounge with the Hangar Rats and King Rat himself with an announcement on an Arrows product. So be there. You're definitely square, dude. Then you can go over if you want to on Sunday and check out the Mary Boozers channel. I think they start at like 8 p.m. or something. Those damn boozers. No, I'm just kidding. Get over and check out Wes and Papa on Sundays. They appreciate it if you guys show up and show your support. But that's it, guys. I'm Dave. Dave's RC. We'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.